Hello, hello, Shagat the Known here. Welcome back to Star Ocean the Divine Force here on the... Uh-oh. I know what happened. Crap. I timed it and everything, but I had a little bit of an issue. Let me fix it. Alrighty, there we go. Welcome back to Star Ocean, the Divine Force, here on the 10th of December, 2022, local time, 10:25. Yeah, what had happened there was, when Dwarf Fortress Steam came out the other day, I had a hard time getting a full screen, like a game capture to work, and I had to do a window capture. But when I was trying to get the game capture to work, I set it to capture a specific window, and it was still looking for Dwarf Fortress. So my hotkey still captures the audio of the game, because that didn't change, but it had a hard time, but it wasn't capturing the game. So, where did we leave off last time? Well, we came here, and, man, I can't remember her name. Butt lady. She had like a thong on or something, that's why I'm saying that. I forgot the name of their people. It starts with a T, I believe. It's been a bit, okay? But I have a weapon for her. That's how I learned the name originally, before we ever got here. So we went here to Nilbeth, and basically found out that there was a lot of history between Midas, the other wise men, and this lady here. They're the ones that created the flying machines that we're trying to build. You know, so we came here to get that Levitas ore. And right after we get the ore, we get attacked. And they're basically... Oh, I think even before that, actually, Leticia and Albert left. Apparently they were called back because a lot of crazy stuff was going on. With the king being sick and all that. And then after we go down and get the ore, we come back up and we're like, alright, everything's good now, right? Dude from the kingdom comes and like tells us we're all under arrest or whatever for conspiring to kidnap the queen, or not the queen, but the princess, and doing all kinds of goofy stuff and like trying to overthrow the empire or something, I don't know. Not empire, I guess, the kingdom. Because the Vale is an empire, I guess they're not considered an empire. But we fought that dude, and now we have to go back and see what's going on. Because it sounds like things have gone crazy. I think we couldn't get in touch with Elena as well. So I was wondering, like, did she power down? What happened there? You know what ooh, I just thought about it. You know what it might be? It might be an EMP. So, I mean, I don't know how shielded an android is from an EMP, but at the beginning of the game, it seems like we were hit by EMPs. When we were coming in through the atmosphere. So I wonder if she was hit by an EMP and that's why she didn't get to send out a signal or anything. Because I think even if she were being, you know, forced to shut down or something, like, she could still send out a signal and they wouldn't know. But these, you know, purple demon people or whatever, they're from another planet. Maybe they shut her down. Could be interesting. Also, those purple people knew what Dumas are, which is interesting as well. And we've seen that before, but they even referred to it by name. So, very intrigued by that. But that's enough recap. I'm ready to see what's going on here. So we get to talk to her. Oh, that's her right there. Yet this is why I said butt lady. Alright, it's not a full thong, but... You know. That's the first thing. I was like, I remember that. Such a weird out. It's like Chloe. It's such a weird outfit to just wear all the time. Alright, let's see what happens. We're gonna teleport back. I will say this though, it seemed like she was supposed to, she worded it like she's not coming with us, but I mean, I think she is a party member. Like a real party member, so I'd be interested to see how that plays out. Alright. Maybe she accidentally comes with us, or we just get her later.
Ready to depart?
Yep, let's do it.
Right then. Let us gather the others. I shall open the way.
Come on, camera.
You may appear anywhere in Ascendros, and there is no telling what may occur ere you arrive. Be on guard.
See, that's why I said Butt Lady. I forgot to read her name there. Maybe she'll talk again.
It will not hold for long.
Malkia.
Quickly, jump through.
We have to go in there. I hope it's safe.
Hurry up!
Malthea, take care of matters here.
Understood.
Don't move like you got a purpose or anything.
Right then, forward!
He's imprisoned? What the hell? You got new powers? Wait, what?
Ray!
What in the heavens?
Whoa. You guys look like you're in a bit of a jam.
Albert! Chloe! Are you alright?
It was Theo. He betrayed us.
Did he really?
And Neon. He was the one who coaxed the Duke into staging a coup d'etat. Neon is an agent of the Empire.
Are you serious?
If naught is done, Her Highness and His Majesty will be executed.
Out with the old...
Boy, you will never let that come to pass. This old misfortune now serves as savior, both to you and your kingdom. Come, rise from your despair. You were born for knighthood, boy.
Yes, my lady.
No way. How could Theo do this?
I cannot hope to fathom as to why.
It might behoove us to fathom some and discover his reasoning.
Definitely. How you holding up, Chloe?
I'm alright. But Leticia was suffering so much, I could hardly look at her. Neither could Theo.
All right, everybody, here's the plan. Let's go help Leticia and the king. And we gotta find Elena, too.
Agreed.
Of course, we needs make a silent approach, lest we raise the alarm and endanger Leticia and Elena.
Do we still have time?
I am certain a grand stage will be set for the execution, to signify the change in authority. I should much like to be in attendance.
Oh, Albert getting a little bit vicious there. All right. Was it just unlocked? We could just like take him out of the cage? That's kind of goofy. They have really shitty prisons, don't they? All right, let's swap some people around. Sorry about this, Malkia? Where's her name? Malkia. Sorry about this, but you are gonna be swapped. Put him in the order that we got him. Because I want someone that's really strong in here. And you're quite a few levels behind us. So, yeah, we could just, like, get them out of the cages. Interesting. There's a really loud sound from the other room. Odd. Alright. I feel like there was something I was gonna...
Assured, I will see this done.
I feel like there was something I was going to comment on now, and I lost it. Oh, yeah. So, did you hear the way that Malkia spoke to us before teleporting? She says, you may arrive anywhere, it's no telling where you're going to be, and this and that. But then she comes with us. That's why I was confused about it. The wording makes it sound like it's just us being teleported, but she does come with us.
Perhaps they are privy to the whereabouts of Her Highness.
What about this, though? Leave me in paper.
About time for a rest.
I guess if you need to heal. Am I just weird in the way that I play Star Ocean games? Like, I find it I mean, I know I'm over leveled, but as long as you focus on like the auto healing and stuff, I don't feel like you ever need to heal much until like you get to the bonus dungeon and stuff.
They truly put His Majesty and the princess to death?
As if the Duke's conspiring could have played out any other way.
You do know what this means, then? Don't you find it strange the Empire has left us be while this all unfolds?
Damned if I know. Orders are orders. Best remember that, soldier.
We bought them. Unable to acquire strength potions. I don't know if I would prefer those items sell automatically and just disappear, or stay there, because I'm never going to remember, even if we can come back here.
Close will only see us captured. We must distance ourselves.
Oh, this game had a patch as well. Let's try something. Yeah, we can now scan while moving. I didn't read all the patches because I feel like there was something it started to say that felt spoilery, but I tried to skim them in as non-spoilery of a way as possible, and that is something I remember seeing. Because like, here's the thing for me: if I hadn't played the game yet, and I read, well now I had to hit this one too. If I hadn't played the game yet, and I read patch notes that's talking about like Duma scanning, I would hate that. I would hate to know about that before, because I'm like, I don't know what Duma is, but the moment I get Duma, I'm like, oh, it can scan. So it spoils information. It's like patch notes on I don't know, they get wonky to me. You know, a game like The Sims or something, it's not a big deal.
Get it together, man. This is far from over. But why must we fight our own brethren? This was meant to be a bloodless conflict.
Oh, it was the
Were
target.
the commanders and captains unaware? You speak of Captain Bertrand. It feels unjust to raise my sword against the captain. To see him put to death. It is wrong.
Cool. Yeah, I know I'm a bit strict on what I think is spoilery and what's not, but there was stuff in there I was like, I don't know if I want to know about this, let's just hold off. Why do they have spike walls in here? That's goofy. What's that? Oh, it's an enemy.
Why are we placing Commander Theo under house arrest?
I had heard he was recovering, though.
The princess is set to be executed.
I thought that was
and the two of them have always
Midas.
been close, right? Just feels like he might wanna, you know.
I wager that's precisely why he would not want to be witness.
What's that for? We gotta check it before I go too far. It looks like... Is it just the... Is it gonna be a shortcut? I don't really see why we'd need one. It's not like Dark Souls or something, you know? Why do they do the dialogue again?
Enemies, dead ahead.
They've escaped?
Were they talking after they died? I guess I can just go ahead and do this. We still have more dungeon after this. Theo! Did you really betray?
Albie, what are you doing here?
He's gonna slap him. Oh, he punched him.
You haven't come to rescue her all alone, have you?
Not alone.
What have you say for yourself?
You of all people should be bothered least by the fall of the royal family.
The fact, then, that I find this whole ruse to be utter lunacy should give you pause.
Those three with the horns, they call themselves the Veer. As long as the Empire wields their power, the kingdom is doomed.
So you're just gonna defect?
My father was forced on this path because the Empire's strength is bolstered by their technology. You saw their otherworldly contraptions at Baldar, did you not?
If we know of our enemy, there is no fight we cannot win.
You know not what you speak of. Their strength is...
Like something from another world? Huh. Got it.
You. If only you never came, Letty would have been with Albie, safe and secure in Ada. Her life would have been spared.
You fool! If Letty heard of a coup in the kingdom, do you truly believe she would have just cowered in safety?
Also nicknames, Theo, really? After all this?
Albert. His difference to your years led to this conflict of allegiance between Leticia and his father. It was never meant to be as pure as the two of you.
We're on our way to rescue Leticia, and we would sure appreciate your help.
Are you asking me to betray you again?
Damn it, Theo. If you're the same man I've looked up to all these years, you know what must be done.
Very well.
I'm no match for you, Albie. I do not believe news of my detainment has spread. If I accompany you, none will suspect a thing.
You got a plan in mind?
I can guide you to the execution site. Or rather, Albie should be able to guide you. You must go and save Letty. I will work to free Bertrand, and round up those knights who are not party to the coup.
All right, Theo, now you're talking. Any chance you know where Elena is? Don't tell me she's been...
I am sorry.
Deactivated.
No.
Neon used some strange bomb on her. She stopped drawing breath. I fear that...
What the hell, man? Don't freak me out like that.
Come again?
If she's just powered down, all we need to do is boot her back up.
It'll be okay. In other words, Elena is definitely still alive.
Truthfully?
Anyway, let's get moving to that passageway.
I think I called the EMP. Is Theo in as a... Yeah, he's in as a guest now. Theo, I'm having a hard time with this. You betrayed us. You were very quick to just... It seems like he was doing the cliche of like, they're too powerful, so we have to join them. But then I guess he got betrayed because he was detained, right? But he straight up said, like, do you want me to betray you again? Like, he owned it. He said that he betrayed us.
We can make our way there from the northeast. Come.
But he also doesn't want Leticia to die. He does care about her in that sense. He probably wanted a peaceful transition, and then they're like, nah, there's gonna be no peace. So that's my guess here. Dude, you could jump over people. That's wild. That's such a crazy... You can jump over 2 people! From a standing jump. He doesn't even get a running start. So I think he probably wanted a peaceful coup or whatever, and he's regretting what he did, maybe.
Huh. This filled with secret escape routes or something?
This one is an old maintenance tunnel from days long past. Does not exit outside the castle. It was never meant to.
Which would make it a dangerous place for children to play.
Yes. Her Highness was the one who discovered it.
Wow. Bet you never imagined these childhood memories would circle around like this.
Well said. I should like to think Theo, too, is reminiscing on those days, through sheer mention of the tunnel.
How is he not dead? There we go. Oh, it'd be cool if you kick them into these spikes. I still don't really understand the purpose of the spike walls, just from a design standpoint. I mean, if you want to have like an Iron Maiden or something, that's cool, but why would you build like a spike wall? So do we open this? Yeah, I guess so.
About earlier, can we truly say whether Elena yet lives?
EMP.
She's okay. All we need to do is just boot her back up. She's essentially just lost consciousness.
She fell from the sky. Her limbs were destroyed, and now she has lost all faculties. Could she be well?
I'm not sure, to be honest. For all we know, the Veer could have messed with her somehow.
No. Who will I shrimp for then? Alright, so we want to go down first because we can't go that way. And then we'll go up. What are we looking at? Oh, we can go through here.
That leads back into town. The execution grounds are in the opposite direction.
Alright. Maybe we're gonna come back through. Like, there's gotta be a reason for that to be there. Just like there's a reason for that to be there. This path.
Target sighted.
He has like no health and I keep hitting him. Corpses are weird. Because they do that a lot.
Sweet! Like this?
Oh, I thought we were gonna have to move all this stuff.
You do remember to where this lets out?
Above the spire in the castle square.
That's as close as you can get to Letty and His Majesty. Bertrand and I shall lead a charge. Be ready and await our distraction. Afterwards, I will leave the rest to you. Now, leave Bertrand's liberation to me. You all should get to the execution site as swiftly as possible.
It's okay. I know Theo's not lying.
Very well.
The passage has fallen into further disrepair since our youth. Be careful in there.
Alright, let's check it out. Oh!
Elena! So she was shut down.
What's up, girl?
They would burn them at the stake? I see many Knights of Vale have come to marvel at the cruel spectacle as well.
They will not see us from this distance. We are further than imagined.
Can't you throw your chakram at them, Albert?
Even had I the range to reach, it would not save all three of them. We have no choice but to charge in.
The odds of survival against so many are bleak. Such action is not recommended.
Yeah, we know that. But we can't just sit here and do nothing.
There is no time to mull this over.
Letty!
She has resolved to die.
No!
Oh, look at this man.
People of Osirius, I understand the frustrations of you many who know so little. But know that the current royal family has done nothing to stop the spread of Helgar's disease. Even now, as sickness spreads rampantly across our land, they would thrust us into war with the Vale Empire. The royal family has no regard for the hardships of their loyal subjects. We can suffer their covetous thirst for war not a moment longer.
As of this day, the kingdom of Osirius is no more. The lands we stand upon are to be reborn anew as the glorious united empire of Vale.
We can no longer sacrifice our loyal knights and subjects to their war machine. Pray tell, are a single one of you aware who struck the first blow at Baldar? It was none other than the forces under the command of King Osirius himself.
His Excellency, Emperor Baldor, has called for reconciliation between our nations. Yet Princess Leticia refuses his offer, as does her father, the king. If we stand by and allow them to rule, then we do not but fan the flames of war, sentencing countless of our own to needless death. By our actions here today, we bring peace.
Damn it, I can't believe this!
Though the odds be against us, we must act.
Confound it! Nothing good ever comes from involvement with the royal family.
Wait!
Theo!
Today marks the dawn of a new dynasty headed by Duke Lambert Clemrath. The past must burn!
Stay your hand! Father, Chancellor Neon, I beseech you, leave the execution of His Majesty and Princess Leticia to me!
Oh no.
You bastards. I will not allow any of you to lay another finger on my little sister!
Okay.
Quite the valor.
He is outnumbered. He will soon be overwhelmed.
Okay, it's now or never. I'm gonna use the crowd to get to Elena.
Wait, Ray! Is it possible for me to wake her up?
What?
It'll be too late by the time we reach her. But what if I fly in with Duma from here?
From this far away? That's nuts.
Not if we use this. In the hands of a skilled semiomancer, this ore is a catalyst for levitation.
Oh.
To the task.
That's why we can fly more with Duma. I never
Right. You've got this.
realized it.
Slap this on the back of Elena's head for 3 seconds. That's it. Duma, you stick close to Nina.
Understood.
Leave it to me.
I want to comment on something.
I'm going in. Nina, how? I'll tell you later.
That wasn't 3 seconds.
Ray's plan is too reckless by half. Your Majesty, are you all right?
Quite, yes.
Quit gawking! Kill them!
Sir, we're under attack!
What? Charge!
Nice.
Captain Birch!
The animation.
All right, let's join the party.
I'll just say real quick, I was like, oh no, when Leticia was...
Leticia!
It was like an empathetic thing.
Ray!
Because I think she believed Theo was actually going to kill her.
Albie!
sad.
Understood. Sorel Baird, know that what awaits.
I am well aware. Loyal knights of Osarius, follow after Her Highness, Leticia Osarius!
Ooh, I got an achievement.
I don't approve of the reckless strike you forced upon me.
I'm gonna wait.
I was saved.
We're only just getting started.
I intend to return the favor.
I think I'd see the day I would fight on behalf of the royal family.
What more motivation can one need than to fight against evil itself?
Time to head straight to it.
Right with you. It is time this chaos was put to an end.
Yeah, so I just want to try to wrap up that thought. So it wasn't like a thing where I thought Theo was really going to betray. It was just like, oh no, Leticia must feel like so bad right now, you know, assuming that Theo's actually about to kill her after everything that's happened. We're gonna bop these dudes. Yeah, and I also never made the connection, like, it was kind of arbitrary, I felt like, when the game was like, hey, Duma can fly twice now. And I just kind of like, okay, cool, we can do that. I didn't make the connection with the Levitas ore actually affecting how we use Duma. So I guess we could just go to that spot. These guys aren't worth very much. Actually, no, there's some that are. Some are worth a couple thousand. These were 24.74. Still not really where I'd probably choose to grind, but it is a nice, easy. I mean, it's really not bad, but it'll take a while to get anywhere here. We might pursue up to one more level with Ray.
Enemies, dead ahead.
There we go. Elena gained a level. Are we looking? Oh yeah, no, we're doing pretty good. This is going faster than I thought. Maybe I will stay here a bit longer. I'd kind of like to get past level 99 today. What level are we gonna be? We're gonna be 94. The thing is, if I'm gonna go further, I'd want to hit 96 because I don't like odd numbers.
Well, that's over with. Enemies, dead ahead.
So in the past few minutes, it's been about 100,000 since the first time I checked. Been about 100,000 experience for Ray. When he levels up, I want to see how much he needs, and that'll be how I determine. It's not bad. I'll go a little bit. You know what I could even do? I could just literally stand here probably. My AI won't be quite as fast as me, but... I could probably just stand here, walk away for a couple minutes, and level up. Let's see what a fight looks like if I don't do anything. It's gonna be slower. This is the kind of thing you'd leave on overnight. I'm gonna stand through this fight and then the next fight. Or like I'm gonna wait until the next fight starts just to see how well it works. Honestly, that wasn't so bad. Yeah, it's not so bad. I could be really lazy. This is a good grinding spot, as long as you can stay alive. This is literally like go make lunch or something and just get some level ups. If I didn't eat already a little while ago, I'd go make some eggs or something. So how's it looking? 122. Yeah, we're gonna definitely push to at least 96 for Ray. Oh wait. There we go. I was like, is it done? No, they do keep spawning. Let me check something real quick.
Enemies up ahead.
Understood.
I do have a package I could go get. So sometimes it takes a long time to get the fights to happen. Okay, yeah, see, it's like really not doing much. Oh, when I move the camera. Okay, so it's not as reliable as I wanted it to be. Why are you invincible? There we go. Oh, what game was I playing where that happened? Oh, it was, Code Vein. I was playing these, like, bonus dungeon things that are, what are they called? The Depths? But there's, like, some bonus dungeon ones, where it's, like, these towers you descend through and you fight harder and harder waves of enemies. I was running through those, and I had, like, a trainer on that made me invincible and stuff. And I don't know if that was breaking the enemies, or if it was something else, but sometimes they would go invincible. They would just, like, not register any hits. And we couldn't kill them. You know what I just realized? I forgot to change the party again. Back to the OG party. Might even kill faster. It'll also be easier to see when she hits 96. I mean, we're waiting on Ray to get there, but still. Now I have to check her equipment, unfortunately. So this gives her like 15 defense. Oh no, I was looking at the wrong one. Wait, it's 44. Why is there no thing there? Unless this does a percentage thing or something. Oh no, I'm looking at it the wrong way. Okay, I was looking at it wrong. Symbol of horror. That'll help keep her alive. I have no idea what I was doing for Albert. Does that do bad things? I think it did. Oh no, it's fine. Trathen, that's the name. Okay.
Enemies up ahead.
We wanted the defense on Leticia because she gives us extra experience. Oh, I think we're getting more now that she's in the party. I didn't realize that she had to be in the party for that, which makes sense, but that was worth over 3,000. So we'll level up even faster. Do I really want to push to 100? Because I think I do. We could even go in and make her better at this thing, at the cost of more defense, of course. And her defense is already low. %. I don't know. YOLO, right? We have more experience.
Energy levels, threat neutralized.
38, 32. This is like, there's a part at the beginning of Final Fantasy VII where you can get an infinite string of enemies without even having to do much. This is reminding me of that. I love it. And if you're like me and you've already leveled up a bunch before then you basically don't have to worry about dying for the most part. Like how we looking? If I just focus on the fights, because I just spent a lot of time with the skills and stuff. If I'm just focusing on the fights, we could level up pretty quickly. There we go, we're at 96. Kinda wanna keep pressing. Yeah, it was worth 4,000. Like, I want to take advantage of this while we have it, basically. Let's see, we're at 4230. Pretty good.
Neutralized.
Stand back, Nina. I'll get cocky.
Destroyed. Threat neutralized.
Hit the mic.
No threats detected. Threat neutralized.
Leticia is getting pretty close. She's at 97. She's way too far ahead. I don't like it. She's just gaining because of her equipment. I'll deal with it for now. Battle chain? How did we get a battle chain going on? I'd love to get one of those going on with this, but it's too inconsistent. Nice. Was he 96? 97. Yeah. Oh yeah, duh, he was 96 already.
Enemies up ahead. Right.
Warning. Energy levels low. Threat neutralized. Insufficient. Destroyed. Threat neutralized.
I love it. How many soldiers do you think they have? I think we could single-handedly take the army at this point. This rate. Leticia is level 98. Nice. So every fight we're getting like 10 plus thousand. Because there's at least like 2 guys. Well, that's like 8,000 there, and then there's, yeah, we're getting probably closer to 20,000.
Well, that's over with.
Because even the weak guys are 600. Almost 700.
Enemies up ahead.
Yeah, my bad, y'all. Alright, he's almost 98. I kind of wish more characters had that level up thing to increase experience at the cost of something. Imagine having multiple characters doing that at once. Jackass! Get back here. So you do like zoom towards them a bit when you attack, and I take advantage of that a lot, but it's not always perfect. And then when they're moving directly away from you, it just doesn't work. So she's 98. Or no, 99. We just turned on it. Yeah, dude, she is going way too far ahead for my taste. I want Ray to be ahead because he's my main character. What's going on, Tusk? Trying to get past level 99 here. You give me a spot with infinite enemies, I'm gonna take advantage of it. I can't help it. Like, this is just too easy and efficient. I want to stomp the next boss. It's going to be amusing. I want to, like, one-shot the next boss. The only problem I have with doing that is that they seem to have dialogue during the fights. And you won't catch that dialogue. 9730 experience, what? Damn it. I was hoping to continue that chain a little bit. Alright, so Ray is 99. Leticia is about to break level 99 in this fight, probably. Yep. She is level 100. Alright, I know I just ate, but I'm hungry. Yeah, surprise attack. Like, I'm already thinking about the food I'm gonna eat after stream. How close are we? Ha! She's gonna hit 101 before we hit 100. I hate this. But her equipment's too good for me to want to take it off. Alright, so let me see. We're at 48, 9, 11. And now we're at 24, 597. Dude, we're leveling up so fast here. I love it. Elena gained a level. Malkia, or whatever her name is, should be catching up. I'll learn her name properly eventually. Yeah, slowly catching up. Because she is going to catch up since she needs less per level. Oh, there we are. Raymond is now broke level 99. Sweet. Alrighty. I'm going to put a save here. Oh, I can't. Alright, let's just go then.
Lola, Neon.
Demon
what are you
people.
Two doing?
Colonel Valange!
Could that be?
Yup. Looks like this bastard's another one of the Veer helping the Empire.
You stay out of this! The princess's life is mine!
Prepare to withdraw. Neon has lost control.
Understood, Colonel.
Wait! You would truly abandon us to this chaos?
You and the boy can see yourselves out of this mess.
Blast it! We cannot let them get away!
That is true. However, I doubt these two will simply let us pass.
The orchestrators of the coup shall not be permitted to flee.
Silence your tongue! You believe I shall sit idly by and let some pampered princess thwart my plans?
So is it Lola and Valange? Valange wants to stop Duma.
We're outmatched. It's time to fall back.
Damn it all! Not how it was meant to be!
Boss is getting shredded. That's why I was just standing there.
Neon,
Wanted to hear the dialogue.
Just what happened here? Looks like you've had a time of it.
Gaston.
There were a few bumps we didn't account for.
Well, you're the one who has to give the Emperor the bad news.
Hey, what is this, coffee hour? Do you think you're actually gonna get away?
Pardon me. We actually will be getting away this easily.
He gone. What the hell?
This is not over yet. We have much to deal with here.
Oh, I had another comment that I hope I don't forget about. It's about burning them at the stake. We're probably gonna have dialogue now.
Princess Leticia, I've shamed my name and post by allowing this.
You have not to apologize for, Captain. Without your help, we could have never stopped Neon's plot.
That may be true, but this bedlam hasn't recovered in the slightest.
Gosh, Uncle Midas, always so quick to be a downer.
But he speaks the truth. Should the Empire come calling, we will not last the night. We lack soldiers, officers, barely not on hand.
Theo did help save Leticia's life. Can't you lighten his punishment?
He was in league with the enemy and harmed the royal family. I doubt many men should like to serve under his ilk.
It was Theo and Neon, who conspired at the laboratory on Mount Corinth as well. He is beyond pardon.
That fool!
Only our team from the Semiomancy Consortium is left uncrippled by this battle.
If we have semiomancers, what about using the Fulga? It was originally designed to be used by semiomancers, right?
Out of the question.
Now isn't the time to be so stubborn.
We do not have adequate time. You trust the Empire to sit idle while we sail a ship to Nilbeth? Retrieve the Levitas ore, then return to construct a full Fulga battalion to be combat ready?
How much time do you suppose that might take?
I do not state this lightly. It will take 3 months at the very least just to get the number of Fulga at hand airborne and ready for combat.
Impossible then. If Baldar moves to attack, we would not last 3 days.
Leticia, tell me, what are these Fulga you all now speak of?
Wait, how do you not know?
It is merely a foolish old dream. Pay it no heed.
No. I truly feel it would be beneficial for Father and Captain Bertrand to see it. Director Malthea?
Very well then. Please, let us all continue this conversation at the Semiomancy Consortium.
Interesting that the king wouldn't know. The comment about burning at the stake was, I thought it was weird that they left the king and Leticia in their like armor and everything. I would think unless it's some kind of symbolic thing, I would think they would actually put them in some rags or something to make it more symbolic, to show how far they've fallen or whatever. Alright, but we good now? How was that soup, Tusk? Been quiet. Guess you enjoyed it. Yo, I still can't get over this. Look how tall this is. It is taller than him. We could just jump onto it from a stand. We don't even have to get a running start. It is taller than him. This man's got hoop dreams. Alright, now I will save. Out of save slots. A princess caught in an insurrection. That was some fun grinding though. Got us crossing that level 100 boundary. So we're probably good to beat the game without even leveling up again at this point. The way Star Ocean usually works, from my experience, is you can beat the game well under 100. It's like any JRPG. You don't have to be at level 99 to beat a JRPG. We could probably beat it at 70.
What is this?
The Fulga. Ships built for semiomancers to sail through the skies.
It sails not waters, but winds?
When did you build such a thing? And Leticia, you knew of this?
I did.
Forgive me. If only I had properly lent you my ear then.
I pity any who would bet the future of their kingdom on this. The Fulga was not conceived to be a weapon. It is useless.
My people in Nilbath should be ready to transport the Levitas ore by now. The ship from Canis' attack yet remains. If we take one ship from Kado, we can return with two.
Who will commandeer the other vessel?
Leave that to me. It should prove simple to oversee those efforts upon my return to Nilbath.
The danger is too great. You need not oblige yourself to the kingdom to such a...
If I disregard the danger facing Osarius now, the Empire's fangs will sink into Nilbath ere long. I am not one to slink away in fear while my allies are in peril.
You would forgive an old man his misdeeds and blunders?
Your Majesty may not be the panacea to soothe this ailing world, but you recognize that a kingdom is its people. Your Majesty, you did all you could at the time. You should suffer no guilt over having not done enough. But know that I will seek recompense for our efforts. Starting with the restoration of Midas's good name.
All that withstanding, our one obstacle is modulation of the converter.
I told you they
How long
smashed.
might it take to calibrate it to run even at minimum efficiency?
Elena can do it.
A beautiful, if unrefined, piece of machinery. What a joy it would be to fly this through a sky full of stars.
What?
Again, you...
Will you allow me to help protect the skies of this land? This world shouldn't have to suffer the spread of the Empire's dark influence any longer.
What do you intend?
Oh,
Excuse me, Nina.
I have
May
comments.
See that ore?
I'll save them.
This would work, and withstand use in the mechanism. We just need a demonstration of its symbol energy output. I would expect proper calibration time to take 10 days at most.
You continue to baffle me.
Okay, great. Even if that's possible, how do we buy 10 days worth of time?
Well, while I was yet captive, Neon made me a proposal.
Have you gone quite mad, Leticia? Out of the question.
Is there another option left us, Father?
No, but...
The Imperial family of Vale wishes
I
for
knew
me
it.
to join in matrimony with the Crown Prince, Gerard. I believe I may grant their request.
You mean you're gonna get married?
Indeed. I do not doubt preparations for a ceremony binding the heirs of our kingdoms should buy us ample time. Captain Bertrand, please send an envoy to the Imperial forces at Baldar. Let them know that Leticia Osarius would be overjoyed to accept the proposal of marriage to Crown Prince Gerard Eel Vale.
Another achievement.
I've been meaning to ask. Did Theo really say something about Veer?
Apparently, that is what those beings with the horns and sickly pallor call themselves.
There's a planet in the Pangalactic Federation with the same name.
You telling me the Feds are in cahoots with the Empire?
We can't say for certain yet. At this time, we only know that those three are involved at the very least.
Maybe they're in the same situation we are?
You think they also became stranded on this planet somehow? But found sanctuary with the Empire instead?
At this point, all we can do is field conjecture. I shall see what I can uncover there while the wedding preparations are underway.
I highly doubt the Empire will allow you to roam about freely. That matter aside, you know naught of the world of stars above.
What if me and Elena went disguised as your attendants?
Neon would be onto our ruse immediately.
What if I went along with her?
What?
As far as Neon and the Veer know, I'm just a deviceless former prisoner of war who doesn't know a thing about this world.
Are you sure, Chloe?
They won't suspect a thing if I'm the only one with you, right? Please, let me return all the kindness you've shown Ray and Elena.
Very well. You have my full trust.
But are you gonna put pants on?
Seriously?
How will you inform us of what you find out?
There will be no need for any remote relay. The Fulga will embark on its maiden flight to recover both Chloe and myself. We can then use the intelligence Chloe and I return with to put a decisive end to the Empire. Everyone, I hope to have you all at my side in the fight to come.
Hail, Crown Prince Gerard!
Brave soldiers of Osarius, mark this day. For here we take our first steps beyond our nation's troubled history and into a future made radiant by peace.
I am Leticia Osarius.
Valange.
I will send an envoy to inform you when the date of the ceremony is decided.
Hail, Her Highness Princess Leticia!
Let us be off, Chloe.
She actually did change clothes.
Yes, my lady.
Did she put pants on?
Watch your backs out there.
Yeah, the whole Chloe thing is weird to me and slightly uncomfortable. She's supposed to be like 20 or something. She looks like she's 12 and she never wears pants. Alrighty, what was up with Elena there? Trying to avoid dialogue, but we know it's gonna happen. What was up with Elena there? She just suddenly decided she wanted to help and everything, and I think it's because she sees that the Vir are already influencing the planet externally, but she seemed different almost, where she was like, I would be thrilled to ride this through the sky of stars, or so, like, it was very different Elena all of a sudden, wasn't it? I don't know, something happened to her or what. But again, she also might simply be kind of reacting to, I don't know how emotional she can be about anything, but again, her idea of now being directly involved and interfering could be, again, because she's now seen that the Vir are doing so as well. The other thing that's weird, though, is after all that we just had happen, it seems weird that they were so willing to just accept this marriage proposal. I kind of expected that that's what it was going to be, but it seems weird that it's like, we just fought those dudes, and now all of a sudden they're perfectly fine with us just accepting that, and that's it. Like, what do they think Leticia's doing here? Do they think... I mean, maybe it's just the idea of like, well, it's better to unite the kingdoms through marriage than have war or whatever. I guess they're thinking that they won through the more peaceful means. I don't know. It's interesting to look at. And I see what you said there, Tusk. Partially. I don't know. Maybe. Alright, what's up, Nina?
Ray! Sir Albert! How did it go?
I feel somewhat fatigued. Please excuse me. It's because the so-called prince wasn't all that charming in reality.
I'm worried about Leticia, and I hope Chloe will be alright too.
We need to trust him. That, and do our damnedest to get the Fulga in the air so it's not all for nothing.
How about we head to the consortium together? Maybe we can help out.
We should probably go see the king and Bertrand. Let them know how it went. We're all in this together from here on out.
Except when you split the party.
Are His Majesty and Captain Bertrand in the palace?
That'd be my guess. Either in the throne room or the council chamber.
Let's make our way there then.
I always like to slow down when they talk so I don't enter second dialogue. Interrupt the first one. Dude, I still can't believe how high this man jumps. So as much as I don't like parties splitting up, there is a little bit more virtue to the two characters in this game because there are multiple occasions where we've split up with Leticia now.
Royal City sure do seem to be going about their business as usual, despite the fact we almost saw the end of the royal family and this nation.
Their princess is putting her life on the line for them as we speak. They're not about to wallow in fear just yet.
I'd say that shows that leading by example works a treat. Come on then, let's head to the palace.
That's an interesting bit of dialogue. I don't know if I'm being a little bit too harsh on the game, but it seems like an interesting way to justify not changing the city. Like, all the people are still here, like nothing happened, and they just justify it a little bit. I mean, I'm okay with that. That's why I say I don't know if I'm being too harsh.
The king and Bertrand are probably on the second floor.
Oh, wait. Right, we don't go this way. Why are electro transmitters here? We got some last time I went through
Better
here.
check out the throne room.
We haven't actually seen him in here yet. First time for everything.
Can we make up for those soldiers lost by calling back our forces in Kato?
Marching our men too hard will lower morale and put the princess's plan in jeopardy.
You speak true. I apologize for the foolish suggestion.
Get some rest, my boy. A night's service requires him to be rested and at attention.
I shall feel no calm unless I keep active.
She is to be welcomed as Prince Gerard's bride-to-be. Surely they would allow no harm to befall her.
How do we know that's not a ruse as well?
Raymond, Nina, you two have my endless thanks.
Nah, I mean, no, Your Highness. Please don't go thanking me. This was all Leticia's idea.
Come now, speak freely. I am confronted by the realization I have not half the decisiveness or courage of mine own daughter. A miserable king like myself is long overdue for retirement, it would seem.
Please don't say such a thing, Your Majesty.
Do not mistake me. I will see this battle to its end. But when such an end comes, I see no reason to hold the throne from Leticia for a moment more. If I were to ask for but one thing, it would be that those she can trust, those like yourselves, might stand by her side come that day.
Yeah, we got other planets to go to and stuff, though.
What father would dare use his only daughter as a tool to buy himself time?
My left ear got pretty lonely there.
Think we could maybe check in on things at the consortium?
Sure. Ought to see how things with the Fulga are coming along anyway.
I want to check in on Uncle Midas and everyone.
Alrighty, let's do it. So Chloe put on pants finally, presumably. What about Malkia next? That one's far less uncomfortable, though. Just commenting how strange of an attire it is. Like, I'm just not going to wear pants ever.
This is a simplified version of a standard generator. By improving its intake precision, we should at least double its energy efficiency.
Developing wholly new components is no trivial task.
I see you're really going at it. There anything I can do to help out?
Our work here will be highly specialized, so no. You too, Nina. I'm sorry, but the cure for Helgar's disease will have to wait.
I understand. If there's anything we can do to help, just let us know.
I'll contact you both through Ray's device if anything comes up.
Good God, Elena. Saying.
I gotta tell you, I never expected Midas to hop on board and help like this.
Yeah, totally. Uncle Midas definitely wasn't into the idea at first. But then Malkia gave him a talk.
These young folk are fighting for their lives. Pull your head out of your posterior and help them. You infuriate me to no end.
Ooh.
Oh man, I wish I could have seen that.
You're mean. Anyway, how we're the only ones with nothing to do.
Yeah, and it doesn't sound like there'll be much to do. At least until Malkia comes back with the ore.
Wanna go for a walk?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Beg your pardon, but the captain would like to see you both. Pray hasten to the throne room.
Understood. Wonder why.
What happened? Oh, I don't have to walk back. It's like we just came from there.
An Imperial envoy has just brought word as to where and when Princess Leticia and Prince Gerard are to be wed.
It's gonna be now.
In 7 days' time at Baldar Basilica.
7 days? This wedding is for their own crown prince as well. Surely that is not ample time to prepare.
According to the messenger, peace cannot wait. As farcical as the intent, this betrothal is meant to both symbolize and solidify the peace between our nations.
My bet is they know full well we're working on borrowed time. So, what do we do now? Elena said we need at least 10 days to finish.
Wait, but it's not like they know about the Fulga yet, do they?
No, they do not. Warn Midas and the others of our situation.
I'll go let them know.
Lots of back and forth.
Hey, Bertrand.
You would see things kept as Lady Nina says, yes?
Bingo. If word gets out about the Fulga, we're as good as done for.
I can only work to bolster our security and keep matters secret. But you have my word. I will do my best.
Now we won't be able to rely on anyone else for even the smallest of tasks.
The fact it is of highest secrecy changes not. Let us hasten to the consortium.
Alright, now that they're done talking, well, I'll address what you said in a moment, Tuz.
7 days. What could we achieve in that time?
7 days.
The Empire is sure to realize this is nothing but a ploy to buy us time.
Okay, so I gotta respond. Tuz said a few things.
Right then. Better hurry and get word to everyone back at the consortium.
I thought that's what Nina was doing. Tuz says Bill Clinton? Okay, cool. He was president, like... Oh, what the? Hold on. My home device started talking. I thought it was about to play music or something. He was president like 20 years ago or more. It's like 23 years ago or something, no. So that's been a minute. Why? Okay, and you are shrimping for Malkia. Malkia is okay, like... I mean, I don't mind, but I don't really like the... I don't know how to say it. There's certain types of characters like that that I'm not really as into in terms of aesthetics. Raymond gets some like goofy expressions at times too. There's a kid at Game Awards for Elden Ring, and this kid stood there on the podium the entire speech. At the end, he nominated himself and went like Bill Clinton. What? He nominated himself for like an award or something?
Here we are in quite the conundrum.
Let's speed up our work as much as we can.
We need to keep things discreet, too. So whatever little odd jobs you need, don't be shy. Lay it on us.
We will, but do not expect to get a wink of sleep from today on.
Wasn't planning on it.
"6 days until the wedding."
What on Aster happened here?
That, because it's Aster
Everyone
4.
lost steam pretty early on.
Did they now? Well, might I borrow Sirs Albert and Raymond and Lady Nina?
Of course.
It would appear the Imperial Navy may have caught wind of the ship Lady Malkia took to Nilbeth.
You're kidding.
Of course.
Word from Kato is they've spotted a number of Imperial ships.
We really don't have time for this. What's our next move?
If the forces of Baldar truly intend to advance upon Kato or Nilbeth, we must discern the movement of the Imperial forces stationed there.
Precisely. We must be ready to face the worst. We cannot risk sending anyone to Baldar who might worsen the situation. Would you lend your aid?
Let's go! We're the only ones who can deal with this right now.
Well, it's not like we can just pop in and have a look around, right? I bet they're in lockdown.
I may have a notion. In the meanwhile, let us make for Baldar. We shall ascertain what their naval forces are up to.
Alrighty. Let's talk to you.
Best of luck with your reconnaissance efforts.
No, wait. Elena, don't go. Wait. Where is she? I was going to talk to Elena and Midas. Oh, no, his leg. That's not that bad, but... Ah, there we go. That's better. Alrighty. So, Tusk, it was like a big event? I'm gonna be honest, I don't really pay attention to like awards and ceremonies and stuff. Like I know there's like the was it like the Oscars and the Grammys and stuff for music and
On the southern side, right?
Yes, through the southern gate and across the Osirius Plains.
oh my god.
Since the day we were forced to retreat.
Isn't Baldar still under Imperial occupation?
I don't really pay attention to like Jesus Christ, game.
Without question. We may not be fighting our way inside. There is no telling what trouble we might encounter nonetheless.
Let's head for the southern gate once we're good to go then.
Can I walk more than 3 fucking seconds without dialogue? Like, I like dialogue in games and all that, but it's annoying how often it happens. That's actually very frequent where they do dialogue repeatedly over and over like that instead of just doing it all in one batch. So you think you're done and then you start walking more and then it happens again. And it happens too quickly where if you're sprinting like this, you'll actually interrupt the dialogue because you're moving too fast. It's like, why wouldn't you sprint? So I guess I'm not going to the next screen until I finally talk about this. I don't pay attention to like awards and stuff because I don't really care. Like, if something, like, I don't know, it's meaningless to me. You know, like there's the Grammys and the Oscars and stuff for like music and all that. And I don't really care. Like, if I like something, I like it. I don't need an award to be like, oh, that justifies the thing that I like. You know, so I don't really pay attention to stuff like that. But you said they got arrested. I mean, if so, that's probably justified. I mean, if he wasn't supposed to be there, if he, like, he should have been at the very least kicked out. But if he did something illegal to get there, it's probably justified. I don't know if he did anything illegal, but like I don't really know the specifics. I'm not one to like overly enforce things or whatever, but if he did something illegal, then yeah, he probably should have been arrested. And then he, like, if it was someone that didn't belong there, like, you can't arrest people for a crime they didn't commit, but there is a potential issue of like, how do you know what someone's intent is going to be? Right? If they get into somewhere they're not supposed to be, how do you know what their intent is going to be? So it could pose a safety risk for people. And that's what I'm saying. You can't arrest people for a crime they didn't commit. We don't want some thought crime going on here. We don't want pre-crime and stuff like that. But it is a potential safety concern. It's like, well, you don't know who this person is. You don't know why they're in here. I wonder if Welch is going to contact us anytime soon. Alright, let's go, because we're probably going to get more dialogue. Okay, okay, we've seen the Eat Us, but don't show me stuff like that. The Eat Us is the ship we started the game in. I don't honestly, I don't think I really care that much. Like, I don't know, it just seems weird to me. Because it seems like, it's not the kind of, doesn't sound like something I would find very amusing. That's what I'm trying to say. It sounds like just dumb. Like, why would someone do that? I don't know.
They aren't gonna let us waltz right through the front door. So, what's your plan?
We shall encroach from on high, east of Baldar. A bird's eye view should tell us all.
Huh. Are you referring to...
Oh yeah, because we've been here. Right. Okay. Ooh, get dunked on, dude. If I could reliably grind right now, there's not a lot of good places to grind right now. We had the better spot earlier. That's what I'm saying, it just sounds weird, Tusk. I don't know. Like I said, though, I'm not one... it's a tough situation when you're dealing with something like that, I guess, because I don't like the idea of pre-crime, you know, charging someone or arresting someone for something that they didn't do. So I don't know if they did anything illegal to be there, but it sounds like they were clearly not supposed to be where they were. Whether or not it was illegal is a different thing, but it just sounds weird. Why would they just say Bill Clinton? It could be a form of trespassing, yeah, I guess. I don't know the actual... I don't know all the... I don't know how all the laws and everything would work around a public event. Well, I don't know if it's a public event. Whatever kind of event it is. But yeah, if he wasn't supposed to be there, then yeah.
Everyone all right? There's nothing to fear.
Threat neutralized. Destroyed. Neutralized.
Dunked on. Yeah, I really wish there was a good place to grind right now. Because I would like to get maybe like 10 levels or so. I mean, I know it's not going to last forever, but I'd like to get a good lead on Leticia while she's gone.
Neutralized.
It's going to keep bothering me. come on, just one-shot him. Why should I have to attack an enemy more than once? Come on, that's no fun. I just ripped my analog stick off.
Is there really a way to that hill from over here?
There is indeed. Come.
No, we kind of knew about it though, because we went here before and I saw that there was a potential route this way. I think it would have even let me go at that point, but I messed up.
You know this place, Ray?
Yeah. Last time I was inside Baldar though.
This point offers vantage over all of Baldar.
Yeah, we could turn. I was about to mention that too, because we've captured a couple more, I think. Acquired Fly on Bunny friend, and that's it. Okay. Wait, what, Tusk? The hell are you talking about?
There appears to be no major activity. No warships are patrolling offshore, and the soldiers are not hurriedly preparing for battle.
Maybe Bertrand was all worked up over nothing.
Nope.
That Lady Malkia's ship ran afoul of an Imperial patrol, I do not doubt. But the Empire must not deem it strategically important to deploy its ships to Nilbeth.
I guess from their point of view, if they make a slight blunder and it starts a war with Nilbeth, then they wouldn't be able to focus on the fight against Osirius.
They'll still be on high alert, though. I just hope that doesn't hold up the little rock shipment we're waiting on.
We must hold our trust in Lady Malkia and the Royal Navy. Let us return. We need to report our findings to Captain Bertrand.
All right. That was easy. That was easy.
Sweet.
Oh, Peruzzi Halley. What in the name of Zeus's butthole is that? Oh, it's actually better. I never did really find out how to make weapons for Albert, so that keeps him weaker, unfortunately. Originated from weapons that split heaven and earth long ago, contain water essence from a god of water. That's quite the description for a random set of chakrams that we found in a treasure chest here. You think Raymond has a big forehead?
We have not the time for further excursions. We must return with news of Baldar, post-haste.
Right, to the royal city then.
Well, I think it looks fairly okay. It's not like Android 18 levels. Android 18 got that fabled 6 head. She skipped the 5 head.
Glad we didn't run into any bad news.
Now let us make our way back to Captain Bertrand.
One of those is worth like 4,000. That's not bad. But all these other ones are too weak. And I have to work too hard to farm here. I need another infinite spot like earlier. I'm gonna be honest, if I weren't streaming this, I probably would have kept grinding that for like an hour. I'd probably have gotten up quite a bit.
That's safe and sound, right?
All we can do is wait and keep our faith in her.
We should focus on matters we might yet influence. Let us return to the royal capital.
Wait, Tusk, I just said that. What are you talking about? I just said Android 18. So she got the fabled 6 head. She skipped the 5 head. I didn't say 16, I said 18. I know who Android 16 is, but I can't remember how big his forehead is.
Recon mission went off without a hitch.
That we cannot be certain of until we have made our return. We had best hurry for the Royal Palace. Captain Bertrand awaits.
Sir, yes sir. Sir Albert, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I can't, like... I know I would recognize 16 if I saw him, but I can't, like, tell you what he looks like. My whole brain thing.
See that? See that?
Threat neutralized.
Let's go back to the Delric Mines. That'll be a better place to grind.
Right then. First things first. We should head to the palace and see Captain Bertrand.
Grinding there right now would be terrible. Still no Welch. I was thinking it might happen right now. I do have to say, I think I mentioned this before, but I don't like how we only unlock crafting at specified points in the game. I much prefer the Star Ocean 2 way of, like, as long as you got the skills, you can do it. Because then it makes more interesting ways to break the game if you let us get the skills early. And you know I like breaking the game.
But do you think Uncle Midas is actually helping out and putting in the effort?
I'm willing to bet Elena and Malthea are making sure he does.
True. They probably have him working harder than ever.
I'm worried that Elena's got him working so hard he's gonna collapse.
Oh yeah?
We ought to head by and check in on him later.
Elena's got him working hard, you say. He's gonna collapse from it. Must be a blood flow issue, huh? Can we talk to him now? Resisting the urge to make a joke about how Elena could have me working hard. Just shove Nina out of the way, but she just slides.
Didn't take all
Alrighty.
that long to get back, huh? We should go find Captain Bertrand.
The captain is likely waiting in the council chamber on the second floor of the palace.
Yeah, Vegeta has a bigger forehead than Android 18. I don't know.
Everything taken care of? We should talk with Bertrand and take some time to rest up.
It could be the way, it could be the hair. Because Vegeta's got that like spike of hair coming down. There's like something up here, right?
Sweet.
Vegeta's got that spike of hair coming down. Android 18, it's all bare. So it might just be the way it looks.
uprising may have ended.
Wait a minute. Oh, we can get to the dungeon again.
That is better news than I would have hoped.
Yeah, we just told him
Be that
everything.
As it may, we should advise all civilian ships in Kato and Rifle to refrain from setting sail.
You have done excellent work. Lady Elena and Maester Midas are still hard at their research. I have been given orders to ask that you rest adequately upon your return, if you would.
Yes, let's move to the next story point, I guess. Is it going to be 5 days, or are we going to skip more time? Yep, 5 days. Butt lady.
Back already? That sure was fast.
Because she got routed.
The Levitas ore was ready to load on our arrival.
Oh, no.
Allowing us to sail back through the night. But the ore yet remains in Kato. I hastened back alone.
To tell us about something bad.
Why?
I heard from the boy upon our return to Kato that Midas has been working non-stop with no rest. Time is of the essence, I am well aware, but his results will be abysmal if he does not sleep. I've just given Midas a stern talking to, and shall be taking over his duties while he gets some shut-eye.
You can handle it?
This would not be my first time doing so. Besides, I understand Levitas ore better than anyone else.
Ain't that the truth? All right then.
I hear the boy alone has been charged with transporting the ore. Do help him as much as you can. I dare say he could use the assistance.
You got it. I'll head out to Kato with Nina now.
"4 days until the wedding." That was a quick one. Are we just going to be in Kato? What the hell?
Oh, quit being such a baby.
Cut me some slack, will ya? You saw that ore, right? Me, Albert, and Bertrand carried it all to the consortium ourselves. I can hardly even feel my arms anymore.
Those two are doing just fine, by the way. Maybe you need more exercise.
They're lifelong soldiers. I'm just some regular old guy, okay?
Never met a civilian like you before, Ray. I'm helping out with the ore refinement from today. I entrust the heavy lifting to you.
Yeah, don't worry. Ugh.
3 days. No? Well, we'll see. Yep, 3 days until the wedding. We're just skipping through this. Someone hit the fast forward button.
Our worst fears have been realized. We have uncovered an Imperial spy among our men.
How do you manage that?
We have made the discovery as we gathered intel on those involved in the coup.
Quick, hook his nipples up to a car battery.
Withdrawal from Baldar. Luckily, it seems to be someone with no knowledge of the Fulga.
Theo's father and Neon must have snuck them in. Speaking of which, where is Theo and his dad now?
Locked away in the dungeon.
Good. Today is when we start the calibration of the Fulga in earnest, but there's no knowing for sure if we'll reach the number we need. I'd like to pull some solid info on the Empire from him if I could.
Ah. Very well then. I shall inform my men to grant you passage.
What are we doing bumping into each other? We just loaded.
I shall see to it that you are granted passage to visit the prisoners.
What's up with this spy?
Dungeon guard should be somewhere on the northwestern side of the ground floor. We should be able to get to the dungeon from the northwestern side of the palace.
Bruh.
Let's go see what Theo and Lambert have to say.
I get it. You don't gotta tell me 3 times. It's not that long of a walk.
Guessing Theo's further ahead.
I'm guessing I still can't take this. It's the strength potions, right? 2 of them? Yep. I was looking at the right side of the screen.
Sweet.
Waterproof paper. So you mean you could pee on it and it won't go bad? That's wild.
Greetings, Ray. Now what brings you here?
So, you hear how Leticia's getting hitched?
Hitched?
Yeah, her and the Empire's Prince Gerard are getting married.
What? Letty accepted their proposal?
To buy us the time we need to flip the tables. Unlike your father there, our little princess hasn't given up this fight.
Naught can be done to stand against the menace the Virians pose. To defy them would be madness.
I wanted to ask you something. You and Theo know all sorts of stuff about the Empire, yeah? Don't suppose you've ever seen anyone else there that looks like Valange, Gaston, or Lola?
I have not. Their celestial ship carried only the 3 of them, but was large enough to house 3 or 4 warships.
Uh-huh. That's all then?
Are you so oblivious? A vessel larger than imagining, able to float in the sky and fire endless volleys of light. I have seen the trifling guns they carry, able to turn boulders to dust and pierce through iron. How can one resist the Empire after witnessing such?
Yeah, ain't the first time I've witnessed it.
What?
Thanks. It's all I needed. I'll be back if I think of anything else. We might need to play our hand a little better. I should talk with Captain Bertrand.
Two days until the wedding.
Flying without a trial? Such drivel!
The Fulga must be a secret. When we consider the quandary facing Princess Leticia and Chloe, we have no surplus of time on our hands.
Just tell people they saw a weather balloon, it'll be okay.
With the immense power at the Empire's disposal, our top priority should be getting the results we need.
Don't worry. With my simulation data, we shouldn't have any need for an actual test run.
I designed the Fulga. How will I know its limits without a field trial?
I can provide guidance via screen. I promise, it will output stable performance, even on the maiden voyage, even in poor weather conditions.
That's all empty theory. A test is necessary to be certain of actual flight.
Calm down, Zhongli.
Do whatever you want. Just do something. Today alone, I've got to service 20 Fulga. None of your blathering matters if there's no damn Fulga to fly.
Knowing they were built by you and checked by Elena is all the guarantee I need.
Y'all just got told off by
Unless you
Nina.
tell me your theories or Elena's simulations are anything but perfect.
I'm left with no choice. But I shall run a trial if the chance presents itself.
You certainly know how to handle Midas.
I take no pride in it.
Never seen Nina get mad like that. She said the damn word. Oh my god. Someone up the rating on this game.
You want us to have Duke Lambert attend the royal wedding?
Not so loud, Cap.
The idea seems right madness. What is your aim?
Your Majesty, we can assume they'll have Neon and Valange there. The Duke will be our bluff. He was the leader of the national forces, so having him there will leave them second-guessing our military might. If we allow the Duke to participate at such an important national event, it'll make it seem like his traitorous forces are holding up better than expected. And what it will also do
is lead our foes to believe we've no choice but to rely on the very man who plotted against us.
Exactly. The more they make light of us, the more impact the Fulga should have.
And how might things be progressing?
Let's just say, there's a reason why I want us to use every option we have.
Bertrand.
Say no more, Your Highness.
I got an achievement on the eve of action.
We are out of time.
Wait! Surely you can spare a few moments. We are nearly ready.
His Majesty and the Corps have already left for Baldar. The ceremony is less than half a day away. Even were the Fulga completed, no time would be left to coordinate with our ground forces.
There's no choice.
You cannot give up on us. Elena and the others haven't.
We don't have time for tests, and your semiomancers aren't up to par. Using those things now would be asking for trouble.
The Fulga could never have been finished in the time allotted. However, this fact does not change our mission. We shall see the wedding disrupted, Her Highness safely rescued, and Baldar wrested back from the Empire's grasp. Let us build up the number of Fulga for the final confrontation with the Empire. Our top priority for this operation is the safe return of Her Highness. Theo, Raymond, and I shall enter first and conceal ourselves near the Basilica. Once her escort allows us an opportune moment, we will surround Her Highness and work with the attending Bertrand Corps to extract her from the ceremony hall.
This was my idea. It's risky for sure, I know. But we need people who know the situation on the ground over there. The King and Captain Bertrand both agree.
If such is His Majesty's wish.
Sorry to do this to you. Give Midas and them our best.
Very well. But please, be careful out there.
Our aim is the hill to the east of Baldar. We can enter the Citadel from there. We leave at once, you two.
We just go to the hill and start peeing on everything. Pee down on the city.
I've got to perform this big test, but...
Guest in, Theo. That's one way to get him out of the city. And how long until they remind us what we're doing? Shouldn't take long to get there, though. We've done it just a few minutes ago, even. We were talking about Bill Clinton last time, of all things. I mean, if we want to stop... Nah. If we want to stop, the Vale Empire, we just have to convince the powers that be that the Vale Empire has information that will lead to Hillary Clinton's arrest.
We're on the same side now, so let's just forego all the nonsense and work like a team, okay?
I appreciate your offer to trouble.
We leveled Theo up earlier when he was a guest. I wonder if we could take the next fight in the cave yet. We'll have to wait till the party gets back together. But last time I did the cave, it started getting pretty difficult again.
I trust you remember the location of that knoll?
Of course I do. Nothing could take it from my memory. We can reach it from the path to the southeast.
See, why do we need to refresh that? We just went there. Get your nipples twisted, bitch.
See that?
I'm a little nervous about going to the hill, though. I'll explain why when I have the opportunity. We'll see what happens when I get there. I'm really hoping we take my plan, though, where we get there, we just pee on the city, and then it, like, freaks everyone out. Like, disgusting, and they all leave. That's the real way we can do this. Wait, did they increase the experience multiplier? How is it already 2.4? 2.5. Those are like really good multipliers. It might have increased them and I didn't know. 2.6. Didn't it used to max out at 2.5? Well, now I want to...
Indeed. And we should hurry. Dawn approaches.
I want to try another fight. I gotta figure out what the new multiplier is. I think they updated it in that patch. A game like this getting a patch is also weird to me. Because I think of Star Ocean 2. It's like, you didn't get patches back then. What you got was what you got.
Initiate emergency protocols.
Damn it, we lost it.
Destroy.
We got this.
Alrighty, whatever. Let's go to the hill. No new bunnies yet.
There it is. Same as it ever was.
Quite true. Let us make our way atop it.
Okay, now that we're up to the hill, we're gonna pee down in the city. No, I need to take a bathroom break. I'll be right back. Alrighty, let's do it. See what's going on here. I'm thinking a lot about the food I'm gonna get here in a bit. We got about an hour and a half left. Let's make the best of it, right?
All right, looks clear. Let's slip in before we lose the cover of night.
Theo, you should know.
I do. Should my sentence be execution at your hands, I accept my fate. But I swear on my life, I shall never again betray Letty or any of our allies.
I place my trust in your words.
Hey, come now. Do not trust me again so easily. It makes me nervous.
No. I believe you. But I shall strike you down just as swift should my faith be misplaced. That I swear on my life.
I know you will.
And then they fought.
I would ask you to share what you have said here with Letty herself.
That much I can promise.
Let us make for Baldar.
I was thinking about something. Theo's father, was it like Lombard or something? I'm thinking of Lombok, which is a programming thing. His father, he saw them in their spaceships and everything. And he said there were only 3 of them. He made it sound like they came down peacefully, like as in they didn't crash like we did. I'm curious if the Federation really does have a hand in things. I mean, they shot us down. Maybe they were coming after us because of Duma. And if the Veer are part of the Federation. Oh, what's this? Lodestone. If the Veer are part of the Federation, maybe there's a whole thing with Duma here. We still haven't resolved that. I mean, resolve, I don't know if that's the right word for now, but we still don't know a lot about what's going on with Duma.
We should be able to make our way into Baldar down through here.
Are we certain we remain safe from watchful Imperial eyes?
I mean, it didn't seem like the sort of passageway anyone's used in a while, but let's not push our luck too much.
So the real question is how they got here and what their purpose is here, right? Why were they here before we got here? Or it seems like before we got here. Maybe they came after we did. I have no idea. There's a lot of questions. Actually, no, there were more than 3, right? We fought a bunch of them at our crashed escape pod. Were they all Veer or not? I don't remember. Whatever. Just a lot of thoughts, a lot of interesting things. Because I'm wondering if we're going to go to other planets in this game, or we're kind of just going to do everything here. Lambert? It's 58.
We may perhaps blend in with the throng, but security is out in force.
Yeah, that's where this fella comes in.
Should we see to the area by the Basilica first?
Yeah, let's see if we can't find a way in.
No Duma. Okay.
Wait, let me slip in from above and open it. Come on then, Duma. We gotta get up on that roof.
We too shall continue our search for somewhere we might enter.
We'll rejoin you later then, Ray.
Veil soldiers are currently patrolling the Baldar Citadel. You must infiltrate the cathedral without being detected by the soldiers. You'll have to try again from the starting position if you are spotted. We just hopping all around here, though. Okay.
that is a conveniently open window. Bet I could get in through there with Duma's help.
I feel like I looked at those windows once before. Like, I know I was up there. I feel like they caught my attention once before.
Is the Fulga ready, Elena?
Maybe not.
Connection established. Do you copy? Does this device belong to Raymond Lawrence, captain of the Aegis, outbound from the planet of Vergold?
Huh? This ain't no Vergoldian code. Who is this?
Pardon the sudden contact. This is the first officer of the Pan-Galactic Federation vessel Astoria, Mario L.
Astoria? You've got some nerve.
Please, allow me to explain. We are currently en route to rescue the crew of the Aegis.
Rescue? I've got a record of you destroying the Aegis, and a freighter's worth of evidence of you breaching your own UP-3. Once I'm off this rock, you are done for. You hear me?
Wait, who is in violation of the UP-3?
That's the underdeveloped planetary protection.
I ain't looking for help from
Preservation.
someone who shot me down in the first place. I've already made contact with Vergold and got some actual help on the way. Thanks for wasting my time. Over.
Wait, we still have to.
Like I'm not busy enough.
That's
Come on, Ray. Gotta get back to the gang quick.
That's
Stairs, huh?
interesting.
Can't hurt to see what's down there.
No, but we gotta check this. A resurrection elixir. Because you might need it. So was that not the Astoria that blew us up? Was it under control of somebody else? What's going on? Okay, we got
Coast looks clear.
the
That
plot
door there on the
thickens.
southeastern side looks like a pretty inconspicuous spot.
Also, how would you ever fail that little infiltration that I did earlier? That was like just zoom around a couple rooftops.
Come on, this way.
And you are certain about this?
Yeah, have some faith.
Is aught amiss?
Yeah, what's that mean mug?
Aught sure is. Forget about it. I found a place for us to hide out.
He recognizes that we're off guard now because of that call. Oh my god, I can't sprint
Let's
or
make our
use
way
Duma.
upstairs and look for somewhere to hide out. Back there looks like a good spot, eh?
One which grants us vantage over the interior of the Basilica as well.
Not very inconspicuous, but sure, I'll take it.
I hid myself away for entire nights in places like this as a youth.
Hey, Raymond.
What is it?
You are shouldering a fair amount of pressure. Do not think you are alone. Rely upon us should the need come.
That's wholesome.
Sure, yeah. When the time comes.
And then they fucked. Oh.
I see Neon is quite in shock to see my father in attendance.
He is not of our concern. Where is Her Highness?
She's today's star. We're just gonna have her out there on display.
It's over. It's done. They're married. Nope. Raymond is gonna be like, oh my god, I want to bang her right now.
That dress.
Just as time for the sex scene. Oh no.
Today,
On this finest day, it is an honor to gather here with you all as we witness history in the making. Our world has long been split in two, but today the Vale Empire and the Kingdom of Osarius at last come together as one.
He made sure to wear his dragon shoulder plate.
Scorpion.
Scorpion what?
What?
Gerard Euvale, Leticia Osarius, as of this very moment, the two of you stand as the makers of history, new rulers of our world. Step forth.
Don't put it on, it's a trap. What is Scorpion?
Raymond, no word as of yet? Nope. And we're out of time. Looks like we'll be putting on a show, fellas. Come on.
Hold on, that's my cell phone.
Elena.
Outside.
Are they flying? Yes. His face was doing some goofy stuff. Scorpion is bad, don't do it.
A new beginning.
For a fleeting moment, I was not so averse to the idea of our marriage.
What?
But I cannot love one who would forfeit their own wedding ceremony to some foul plot.
Okay.
Leticia!
Ray!
Shoot them down!
They're really just flying through the building. Oh, damn.
This image shall forever be burned into my mind. Have you my blade?
Of course.
I presumed you might ask after it.
You have my thanks. Now, let us join our allies in the fray.
Is she gonna stay in the wedding dress? It lowers her defense even more. Achievement unlocked. Married to the fight. Oh, she's got... yeah.
Why have you returned?
Huh. Excitement has always followed you from the days of our youth, cousin.
Where's the Emperor? We have lost him. Their numbers are too vast.
And Prince Gerard.
I am jealous. There are those who would lay their lives down for you. And in such numbers. For me come none. A pitiful man, such as myself, could never truly deserve your love.
Oh, you poor little thing. The Emperor has already been evacuated. Let's get you to safety too.
No.
Leave me be! This is too much already.
Oh, stop being such a petulant brat. Act your age. Lola, you take care of the rest.
Very well. But we will have a discussion about the device upon my return.
Yes, yes.
Dissent amongst their ranks.
I'm so sorry you had to see that. I commend you for carrying out such a cunning plan, despite the limits of this world's technology. But I come under order of the Emperor. We'll be taking Princess Leticia into our custody.
We are past such foolishness. This battle shall rage on until only the victor is left standing.
Then expect no mercy from us.
As long as we keep you alive, it doesn't matter what happens to your friends.
Yeah, for a moment it seemed like, oh cool, we got, yeah, basically the party I typically go with. Listen to put him in that order. For a moment it seemed like maybe he actually did kind of care about the marriage. And the way he reacted when she stood up and was like, I'm not doing this, I was like, oh, maybe he kind of cared for whatever reason. And it seems like, you know, he, like he said, he was envious. We gotta check to make sure she has her equipment. Oh, she does. Awesome. I was thinking they would have unequipped the symbol of horror, but they did not. All right, then let's see if there's any dialogue before I just killed him. Nope. Get dunked on. 12,000. It's not bad.
That's over with.
Is that the best we can do?
Yep.
Confound it.
Confound it. Blast!
Fool!
Darn it.
Why have you come here?
The battle has been decided. The Imperial forces are on the retreat.
Most of their warships off the coast were driven away by our Fulga battalion. Victory is ours.
Midas, I am sorry to have forced your Fulga into battle. And for much else.
No, you're gonna stab him with your unicorn crown. Careful.
Ready to reconcile then?
We can discuss this after our return.
Yes, and discuss we shall. These are the Virians you spoke of? Albert, Theo, seize them. There is much I might ask of them.
This isn't over.
Ooh.
I am Lieutenant Mariel L. Kenny of the Pan-Galactic Federation.
Kenny?
The two of you are under arrest for violation of the Underdeveloped Planet Preservation Pact.
I know that voice.
A friend of yours?
Yeah, real good friend. She's from the Astoria, the one that destroyed my ship. What? You're trying to take out the Virians in order to cover your tracks, are you?
That is not true. We only... Behind you, Raymond!
Neon, the battle is over. Surrender now.
Is that your
He's gonna Hulk out.
joke, Your Majesty? Because this is far from over.
What is he doing?
Have Baltar back. One little fortress means nothing. We are not defeated yet. Theo! Look at what your selfish betrayal has cost us. After you and your father were promised glory under the Empire. I would rather prefer death than allowing such a thing come to pass. Then die.
Again? Oh. Ooh.
Why? What would possess you to protect me?
I am sorry, my boy. I should have known your anguish.
I ought to have done this from the start.
Yo, someone stop him.
Take our leave, Neon. Damn it!
What the hell?
Back here!
Father! Father!
His vitals are fading fast. Without a med pod, he might not make it.
Father! Open your eyes! Please!
I have yet to atone for my betrayal to you.
Hold. We still have much to discuss back home.
My good friends, I am sorry.
Kenny.
Radio your sick bay.
What?
Listen to me. That ship of yours knows what's going on down here. Get that man into a med pod now!
I can't. The underdeveloped planet protect.
It's your Federation tech that's about to kill this underdeveloped planet's king! We've got an android here recording this entire situation! I dare you to let him die! I'll rip apart the Federation piece by piece till there's not a damn thing left!
Fine. I get it. This is Marielle. Akizuki, do you read? I am requesting a med pod transfer here. Stat. It is for the elderly man lying near me.
Everyone's like, what?
Father!
Don't worry, Leticia. The king is gonna be okay.
Do you truly mean it?
You bet. Now let me introduce you to our savior who's gonna see to it. A golden child of the Pan-Galactic Federation, and apparently a regular UP3 rule breaker, Lieutenant Marielle Kenny. I've got a lot of questions, and you've got the answers.
At the beginning of the game, they told us that Kenny was on board the ship. I heard there was a Kenny on board or something, like a rumor.
Understood. Please commence transfer. Father.
Leticia.
Oh. Oh, Father. Oh, thank goodness. Oh.
All the animations were a little amusing there.
Is His Majesty truly well now?
Yes. There is no longer any cause for concern.
Indeed, my body has made that much very apparent. Why, I feel as if my entire being has been cleansed. Lambert, now I too have seen it. A glimpse of the realm of stars. I see. If these fellows were our foes, I would surely have lost my nerve much, much earlier than you. Brother. While inside that contraption, I overheard one of your subordinates state that in saving my life, you may have violated the laws of your world.
It was the Pan-Galactic Federation that violated the laws of your kingdom first.
That place. A boat which sails among the stars. I should love to see its interior at least once.
Pardon me, Your Highness, but please, you must rest for now.
Leticia, Bertrand, if you would be so kind as to take things from here, I believe I will take Lady Marielle's advice.
Yes.
But Father,
Be at ease. I shall remain beside your father.
Maester...
We have much to discuss, including what comes next as well.
I understand. Thank you, Maester Midas.
All right. Maybe that's our cue to have our own little talk.
Okay then. Let me contact my ship and have it prepare for transfer.
Hey, Bertrand. Is there somewhere around here we could borrow for a bit while we talk?
But that means the people of this planet could overhear us.
Give me a break. A Kenny getting all stiff over some treaty? Or did you forget that this is all on account of you using us for target practice?
So be it. Mariel to Akizuki. I'm going to speak with Captain Raymond and some of the local populace for a moment. Yes, I understand. However, please hold your position. Thank you for waiting, shall we?
All right.
Let us make our way to the council chamber.
Right.
Member out.
Yes. Thank you.
Guest in Chloe and Mariel. So Mariel is not a party member. Guest out Theo. So we have my actual main party is all here, which is cool. Lots of thoughts, lots of stuff just happened there. So she's a Kenny, and there's a reason that they're talking, like, they're big in the series, right? And you were Claude Kenny in Star Ocean 2, Veronicus Kenny, and all, like, they are, when you say golden child, like, I mean, they're like almost, not royalty, I guess, but they're very privileged because of the legacy of what they've all done as a family. So they get easy passes if they want, basically. That's kind of what he was talking about there. I thought it was really interesting how it's like the Federation people, the Veer broke the treaty first. Like, they're the ones, like, he's super right. They're the ones that are going to kill this king. We should use the technology to stop that from happening, because it's not like a fair, it's not the natural order of what would have happened here anyway. It's like, yeah, you're right. You're gonna come arrest them for violating the treaty, but then it got a little weird because, what was his name, Nan? He like starts freaking out and laughing and going nuts, and like, he picked up that gun. Why didn't anyone take action on him when he did that? He walked around and everything with it. Mariel could have shot at him just like she did before, shot the gun. Like, I don't know, that part was a little odd. Like, no one's gonna do anything? We're just gonna let them all leave now? Okay. Gives us an excuse to do more stuff later, but I thought that was interesting and a little odd. King is healed. Things really stepped it up there, though. I'm pretty happy about the overall state of things, because that was a big shift in tone there. And then Ray was, like I said, though, he was right on the way he was like, I'm just gonna go big dick mode on it. We got an android recording everything. We will shred you guys with this evidence if you don't do something to help.
I cannot imagine things will turn violent. However, I would still feel best if I stood watch, just to be certain.
So now we get a redemption arc as well, because the king is like, I've seen a glimpse of the stars now.
I'm coming with, so if you have matters to settle, then snap to it.
Wait, what? You're not coming with. You're staying here, right?
I am in your debt. I would not be here today if it were not for your service.
Well, I do not expect you will put much merit in my words. In truth, I am grateful you saved my dear brother.
I am relieved to see the king returned alive and well. I was most concerned when His Majesty was gone.
I just had an idea.
Ray, you have done us all a great service in protecting Letty and our king, and righting our many wrongs.
I just realized how awkward dialogue is in games. Like, specifically right now. Like, you walk up to someone and no one does anything, and then like, I'm gonna talk to you.
I am relieved to see the king.
I'm gonna talk to you. Well, I bumped into. I'm gonna talk to you. The way it's very mechanical. I think it'd be really cool to have a way to do dialogue without interaction, and have it be natural. Where, if we want to talk to all these people, oh no, she gave up. Have it be natural, where there's some way for multiple people to be able to talk to you like that, but where they won't interrupt each other. Ah, there we go, let's do it. have it be very natural, where there's some way for multiple people to try to have dialogue with us without interrupting each other, because that happens in games all the time, where like 3 or 4 people all greet you at the same time and it's just a mashup of words and nonsense. I think that would actually be a real big game changer. No pun intended, but a real big game changer if we get a good approach to kind of have a really natural feel for that kind of dialogue. It would be simple, but it would be really good and people would notice. Because there's something very mechanical about the way they all just stand there doing nothing, and then I go up and press a button and now they talk. And it's not like unique to this game, obviously. Alright, let's go.
The truth is, I have no idea why Bennett the Astoria's captain opened fire. It's a mystery to me.
Is that your idea of a joke?
Lieutenant Kenny, Captain Raymond's point about treaty violations stands. I should inform you. I will be making a record of this planet, and everything stated between us here. If you are unable or unwilling to speak candidly, this discussion will likely become unpleasant.
I am well aware of that. Am I correct in assuming you're an android?
Yes, I am an Arnold Robotics model E014297.
Her name's Elena.
I have heard that the androids made by Arnold Robotics on Vergold are among the finest in the galaxy. Elena, I swear to you that all I speak here is absolutely true, including the fact that I came here to help.
What is this bull?
Ray. Lieutenant Kenny, I logged an unnatural delay between the second and third barrage just before the Aegis was downed by the Astoria. Can you please explain what caused this?
The truth is...
We need to get their point of view. Yeah.
Captain, we can be in contact range of the Vergold registered merchant vessel Aegis in 3 minutes.
Good work. Activate cloaking device. 60 seconds after activation, warp out and prepare to attack.
Captain, please wait. May I remind you, cloaking is for emergency situations only. It is also prohibited during warp for the safety of other vessels.
And I'm saying this is an emergency situation.
Because they have a Duma.
Perhaps you elite officers can't follow orders without explaining each little law they're based upon.
No, it's just that we have no reason to fire upon a ship from planet Vergold, especially without warning. Even if they were hostile, attacking without warning is a violation of Article 32.
Cloak has been activated, Captain. Now exiting warp.
Loyal Federation officer.
Lieutenant Kenny, I didn't hear you repeat the captain's orders.
Upon exiting warp, prepare to attack.
Now entering conventional space. 1 million kilometers to the Aegis. Currently at 1/4 impulse.
Excellent. Decloak at 500,000 kilometers. Arm the phase cannons. Fire the first barrage at 350,000 kilometers.
Phase cannons? Do you intend to destroy them?
Lieutenant Kenny, I didn't hear you repeat the order.
Repeating the orders isn't merely for confirmation. It is also to allow for correction in the event of an order given in error.
We have an issue. It appears the good lieutenant doesn't know what activities the Vergoldians have been up to.
Are you referring to their recent actions as an anti-Federation influence? Even then, attacking them unprovoked and without notice will only work to their benefit.
Now within 350,000 kilometers of enemy vessel.
Replace Lieutenant Kenny on tactical authority. Now. Fire the first barrage.
Firing first barrage.
He doesn't even question.
Enemy shields efficiency holding at 60%.
Arm proton torpedoes and launch in succession once we have a lock on them. Just make sure not to hit their engines. We're after the cargo they have stored there. I want it in one piece.
We have a lock. Firing proton torpedoes.
His hat is goofy. It's really big in the front.
Enemy vessel's shields holding at 20%. Captain, their warp drive remains intact. They could still attempt escape maneuvers.
Hurry with the next phase cannon barrage. I'd rather have them destroyed than let them get away.
Captain, what you are doing is criminal. Upon my authority as first officer, I hereby relieve you of command.
Very well. I do believe it's written in your beloved Federation laws that the consent of 3 senior officers is needed to relieve a captain of their command. Are there any among you that agree with Lieutenant Kenny?
They're also robotic.
What?
Lieutenant, you are hereby removed from duty for the crimes of disobeying an order and treason. Now off to the brig, Mariel.
Wake up, everyone! This is crazy! What's happened to you all?
I see. That would certainly explain the delay before their third barrage. In which case, Raymond, I do believe we owe Lieutenant Kenny some thanks.
Sure, if her story's true. So what cargo was this Bennett guy after anyway?
I have other questions.
Duma, most likely.
That thing?
The 3 Virians appeared most interested in Duma as well. They too are part of your Federation, correct?
What are you?
But what I still don't get is why you're here now, Mariel.
Yeah, who you with?
Weren't you sent to the brig?
I was released as soon as we returned to base. My guess is the captain thought me a nuisance, but little more than that. So I borrowed a ship from the space station and escaped once I had the chance.
What?
I was hoping to recover the black box of the Aetus. With it, I should be able to acquire proof of Captain Bennett's misconduct.
I find it unlikely that a Federation base would overlook the departure of a borrowed vessel not within their flight plans.
That's way worse than just disobeying orders. Why would you go so far?
When I was little, my grandmother taught me the ins and outs of the Federation's core systems. I can infiltrate them pretty much as I please. I'm certain my use of the ship will go unnoticed for some time. And my grandfather had this to say to me. Trust in what you think is right. I know you've got what it takes to stick to your principles through thick and thin. Now, go and apologize to the Aetus's captain.
Emerson T. Kenny. Quite the hero, sending his granddaughter here with a stolen ship.
That's not all. Some members of the crew who doubted the motives of Bennett and the Astoria also came along with me. The high-speed merchant vessel Akizuki is now currently monitoring my status from planetary orbit.
You mean to say that your comrades are observing all this from some unseen location?
Yep.
Oh, yes. I know it might be discomforting, but it was a necessary precaution to ensure my safety.
She's gonna thank them.
Thank you for healing my father. On behalf of my kingdom, I offer you my sincerest gratitude.
Animations.
Oh, did I misunderstand in some way?
Well, no, not exactly. I just wasn't expecting.
Is it odd that I wish to express my thanks to those who saved the life of a loved one? Chloe, do you believe Marielle here is lying?
No, Princess Leticia. I believe she is telling the truth.
Ray, you are within your rights to be angry about your vessel. Be that as it may, I find Lieutenant Kenny to be honest in her attempts to enact justice.
All of the crew, including myself, share the blame for not stopping the Astoria's attack upon your ship. You have my word that we will make the proper restitutions, punish those responsible, and bring the truth to light. Captain Raymond.
Fine. If you do end up in a Federation courtroom for this, I suppose I can appear on your behalf as a witness.
Thank you.
Now, we know that Bennett is after Duma, and also that you, apparently, don't know why. Next question is, who the hell are these Virians?
Well, I can't say for certain. However, those two I met were also being hunted by Captain Bennett, much like the Aegis. They are military deserters from Vir, another Federation member planet.
Deserters? So that's why there are no other Virians in the Empire.
This is all according to Bennett, though, so I can't be sure how much of it is true. The only thing I know for certain is that they're acting unlawfully here on this planet.
Violating the UP3, huh?
Yes, correct. I realize this is rude of me to ask, but will you help me apprehend them?
Why don't you just transfer them?
That's impossible without transport trackers or communicators, as you know.
It would seem, then, that the interests of all present are in alignment.
Yeah, we gotta charge into the Empire, take the Virians alive, and put an end to this war. Those three are the key to everything happening on this planet and up in space.
I cannot permit the use of Akizuki's equipment, but I can assist, personally.
What's the matter?
Oh, it's just that while I understand what Marielle is saying, there's still something that kind of bothers me. I got the impression that the Virians had truly sworn their loyalty to the Empire.
Huh?
It's not like we have to change our plan or anything. Just something to keep in mind, I guess.
A good point.
Your hunches often prove correct. We will be careful.
Right.
Now then, I think it best if we consult with Maester Midas and the others about how to proceed. Let us return to my father's chambers.
Let us proceed to His Majesty's quarters.
Indeed.
Ah.
Maester Midas and everyone are like to be present already.
What's our recommended level? 51. Okay. We're a little bit ahead. But what does she use? Guns? Yeah. I was gonna say, it looks like she actually does use gun, or does become a party member, excuse me. They faked me out a little bit. So, how about that? Swap her in real quick.
I'm good to go. Let me at him.
You can really kick fast. Cool. All right. Lots of thoughts about what just happened. I described those guys as being very robotic on the ship. There's kind of the trope of like people who just follow orders blindly. They were very, very much doing that. Like, they didn't even seem to react to much of it. I'm not saying they're actual, like, robots or something, but that's kind of how they acted, right? They just very blindly followed the orders. So who was it on the ship? Because if I understood right, other people on the ship were like, yo, we should have stopped that attack, but who was it? Because those people were all very unquestioning. And it's like that Bennett, that captain, like he's got some issues. Be interesting to figure out what's going on with him. Be interesting to figure out if he has different motivations for Duma than the Veer. What if the Veer have somehow like good motivations? Because they want to stop Duma. Duma's done bad stuff, maybe. They said it like it's destroyed planets or something, right? I don't know about that. What if the Federation's using it and that's why those Veer went rogue and they become allies? Like, that would be a bit strange, but it could happen, right? Something to think about. Why would they be swearing allegiance to the Empire? Why would they be attacking? Like, that's the part that doesn't add up, right? If all they care about is Duma, why would they be dealing with the Empire? Why would they be seemingly working with, like, Helgar's disease and stuff? I don't know, it's kind of weird. A lot of stuff to think about, a lot of different things that can happen, but very interesting. Very excited to see where this all goes. Now I've got about 45 minutes left. Wait, is this not where it is? Oh, it's in the other... I saw... Okay, so what I'm trying to do is on the map, I saw that those dots there, and I wanted to talk to them before going up here and triggering the quest. I didn't realize it was I didn't realize it was past the quest marker. I thought it was in another room.
Sorry, but my answer is no.
Is that so?
What's up?
Would you mind waiting a moment longer?
It was Leticia who ran about trying to complete the Folga, while Melthia completed preparations. Raymond and the others helped along the way, and Malkia provided the stones. I simply showed up at the right time, hardly a praiseworthy accomplishment.
And yet it would not have reached completion without you. I must also make amends for not protecting you after you saved Albert.
It does not befit a king to dwell on the past. Admit that what happened was beyond your control. Your softness is what enables Lambert to take advantage of you.
Midas.
And the war is not yet over. Regardless of the truth, the path this nation has followed for the past 14 years was set by the choice you made long ago. Grant me a seat now for my meritorious deeds pertaining to the Folga, and you know full well that conflict will follow.
Midas.
You recognize the Folga is not a weapon of war. That alone is honor enough. However, if you must absolutely insist on seeing me rewarded, grant me a Folga of my own once everything is settled. That is all I ask.
No, 2 Folga.
Why?
Oh.
If we live long enough, there may come a time where we wish to fly our separate ways, don't you think?
No, 1 is enough.
Ooh. He trying to smash.
Very well. It shall be done.
What's so amusing?
Oh, it is merely that I never thought I would live to see you make such a face.
I agree.
Blast you both.
Huh, don't think you have to worry anymore.
Father, Maester Midas, I must speak with you about what's to come. May I...
Are you really gonna tag along? I can't imagine you've ever been in a real scuffle.
Please don't underestimate me. My grandfather taught me how to shoot, and my grandmother instructed me in close quarters combat. A war on an underdeveloped planet doesn't frighten me. And another thing. Address me with a little more respect.
Oh, got it, Marielle. But isn't assisting in a war about as big a violation of the UP3 as it gets?
I am keeping my involvement to the bare minimum. I came with as little equipment as possible to reduce the impact the Federation's actions have upon this planet's historical trajectory. Not to mention that I came here alone.
Just relax, okay? A whole lot happened, but we're gonna be fighting on the same side now. So let's try and keep things friendly, okay?
I was just asking if she's ready. I don't think a Kenny would get cold feet over a little UP3 infraction. And how can I question your moxie after you went and stole a ship?
If you doubt my resolve, then I'll convince you with my actions. I am in no position to argue anyway.
Ray, don't you think that was a little childish?
As long as she's flashing around her Fed credentials, she deserves all she gets.
Regardless, the war on this planet is new.
Oh! What? No!
Not much time left till things are set to really pop off. Wonder what everyone else is up to.
No! I don't know if I can go back now. I'll save over Duma. Ooh, that's quite a bit. Let's see if I can skip through. We have a new save now anyway. I tried to jump around. I was trying to move. I pressed A to jump and it skipped. Lola. I don't want to read that. We've seen her, but I don't know if it's going to spoil things.
I see. That would certainly explain the delay before
We could skip this.
Let us proceed to His Majesty's quarters.
Indeed. Maester Midas and everyone are like to be present already.
What if I skip this?
Ray?
Yeah,
don't
perfect.
You think that was a little childish?
So don't try jumping here.
As long as she's flashing around her Fed credentials, she deserves all she gets.
Regardless, the war on this planet is nearing its end.
I can't move either.
We need to make sure we leave with no regrets.
Alright, that was it. I just wanted to make sure, because it's like, yo, you just skipped.
Not much time left till things are set to really pop off. Wonder what everyone else is up to. Sweet!
Alrighty, let's go upstairs and get that thing, if I can. Some velvet or something, I don't know.
Sweet!
Yep. Now I forget what else I was going to mention. Because that distracted me so much. I would like to maybe check out the cave once we get everybody back together. If we do today, we might end up not having everyone together. Remind us where to go.
Ray,
What's up?
it would seem that we are nearing the end.
Yeah.
Ray, if I may, what is your home planet like?
I guess it's a normal planet.
I know not what you consider normal.
It's just normal. What can I say? Hey, Leticia. Tell me, what's the Kingdom of Osirius like?
It is beautiful, vast, and normal.
Yep. For most people, normal is wonderful.
Oh, why must you tease me so, Ray?
I'm sorry for teasing you. To be perfectly honest, my mind is just focused on preparing for what needs to be done tomorrow.
I pray tomorrow brings us victory.
You said it.
And then they fucked.
Guess I'd better get some shut-eye.
No, I want that. Damn it. Sometimes you can't get Duma to activate. There we go. I know I was gonna try just using Duma to zoom up there, but I wanted to try the jump again. They're saying it like, they make it sound very final, you know, we're nearing the end. I don't believe we are. We just got a new character, and I don't believe they would just end the game right after getting a new character. I also don't feel like we've resolved enough. So we definitely should expect more. I wouldn't be surprised to expect some big disaster on the way. What are we at? About 38? We could probably shave 2 hours. We'll say about 35 to 36 hours. If not even less, like 34 hours, because I've done a decent bit of grinding. But, on the other side of things, the time I spent grinding, it makes other things go quicker, right? So then fights that might take longer, I just breeze through them. So you do make up some of the time that you spent grinding. See if there are any electromagnetic things, or what were they? No, it's lodestones today. Decent amount of skill points. We did take a look at her skill tree. It's like a little face or something. Predator Ray. Oh, it like bounces around. Cool. Automatic rapid fire attack. Bullet stream. Energy burst. Bop. Purge enemies with a huge laser. That's a good one. Trident R. Fires projectiles in 3 directions. Kicks enemy into the air. Can be used to juggle or hit them into ceilings and walls for extra damage. Spray and pray. Fires multiple rounds over a wide range. Getting dangerously close and you will rack up damage. Force Drain emits lasers that absorb health. Number of lasers depends on the amount of enemies. One thing I haven't checked in a while is Ray's skill tree. We still haven't unlocked something. It says you need to get to a certain point in the story. I'm wondering when that's going to be. Is it a pure story thing, or is it like beat the game and then it'll open up like the Cave of Trials or something and we'll have access to those? There's actually a skill that I think you can only get in the Cave of Trials in Star Ocean 2, right? It's float, isn't it? It's an empty thing at the bottom of the list for like the entire game, and then you unlock it. Yeah, usually when you get a character, they're gonna have a lot of time to shine. You don't usually get characters in the last like 5% of a game, so I think we got plenty of time left. That's my assumption. It's like a bootleg infinity symbol too. It's like 2 infinity symbols. At least the pieces I've filled out up to now. Dead angle shooting increases damage dealt by shooting from behind. Can be used together with point blank range. We have the good stuff. Auto heal. So this is something that I'm a little bit... I don't know how I feel about this skill system right now. The reason being that when you get a character, except for the start of the game, every character comes with a bunch of skill points, which means unlocking nodes is kind of pointless. If it were like Star Ocean 2, where the skill points were only things that were, how do I even say it? Like, the way that you buy actual moves and stuff here, in Star Ocean 2, these would be called killer moves. If all that we unlocked here were things like, you know, I'll go with the Star Ocean 2 skills, like biology and chef's knife or whatever. Those skills that just, like, maybe affect your stats a little bit or something, I wouldn't be too bothered by that. But I do think it's a little odd that we unlock moves and stuff here, because I've done no grinding with this character. You just gave me a level 51 character that had enough skill points to unlock almost the entire skill tree for the character. Which to me kind of defeats the purpose of the skill tree. So it's a little bit strange. Yep, and these are still locked, and they just say get to a certain point in the story. You must proceed further in the story. So I think that's a little bit of a weakness of how that system is being used. Okay. I'm saying some weird stuff. Yeah, I did no grinding to get to that point, though. That was just what the game gave me with the new character.
Have you completed your preparations, everyone?
Yep.
The Royal Army and Fulga unit have already reached the plains south of Baldar. We must make haste.
What if they effectively nuke Baldar or something? Like I said, something big is going to happen. It's not going to be this simple. If you give me full control now, I'm going to the cave.
Everyone, do remain alert. We now move to make our way through Baldar.
Chloe's out, Theo's in. I guess because we fight. I don't think Chloe fights. Here? Let's check it out. I still have a hard time believing that, just based on appearance, that Nina is younger than Chloe. Leticia is going to be pretty... It's going to be pretty risky for her. Because we made her Determined Princess skill 2 levels stronger, maybe 3? We could deactivate it, but you know I want the experience. Hopefully Nina can come in clutch on the resurrection if we need it. Having Theo here is good. He can't die.
Something tells me we probably shouldn't be getting into this swamp.
Still one, huh? Yep, we're losing a lot of health. No resurrection? Well, I tried to get the resurrect to happen. Don't turn, camera. I tried to get the resurrect to happen. Don't switch. Don't switch until they're up here. There we go. I like how you stay sprinting. So that's a no-go for now. I mean, we were dealing a little bit of damage. I was watching that health bar at the top. It was moving down. It just doesn't seem like a reasonable one to go for right now. Doesn't seem very reasonable. We should come back at, I don't know, like level 120 or something. What the hell? Were you here a minute ago? Your thighs are probably cold.
I see them. Adventurers. Excellent timing. These awful creatures have appeared in the Denmore Delve. Would you be able to get rid of them for us? Fighting monsters is your bread and butter, right? We'd really appreciate it.
Her voice does not seem to match.
All those bulging eyes. How horrific. You folk are pretty curious for wanting to fight them.
Alright, let's let some heals happen. Huh, a level up. Here. Alright, Denmore Delve. So did they spawn weaker enemies? Like, is it, because she said so many eyes, is it gonna be like the guys we just fought there? The goopy dudes? Alright, so they're not down in the main area. 5,000! I love it. Can we just get this fight to respawn over and over? Alright, there's still more we have to fight. Are they down here? Oh, they are. These are worth a lot. I like it. Yeah, these are really hard to get a surprise attack on, but I wish I could. It keeps going in slow motion. It doesn't feel like a frame rate drop, it just slows down. So whatever 12 times 5 is, what is it, 60,000? He's got a lot of experience. Cool. So the next people that are going to normalize are going to be these two. The M names that I can't remember. Marcel and Malkia or something. Marcellus Wallace. You know what? I have an idea. When I fought those worm things near, what's it called? Near Delvier or whatever? I don't even know if that's the name.
Prepare yourselves for battle.
I fought some worm things a long time ago. It's one of the first quests I did, and you had to eat food. They kept spawning even after I beat them. Until I, like, did the quest. Until I turned it in. No, it doesn't look like it.
Something tells me we probably shouldn't be getting into this swamp.
Maybe it was just until I left the area. But they did seem to spawn even after I killed the target amount. And it wasn't spawning like the Chimera or something that I needed to fight until I came back. So I was hoping I could get those guys to just quickly respawn over and over. Being worth 5,000, I would have grinded that shit way up. That'd be the rest of the stream easy.
Enemies up ahead.
You defeated them? Wow, I made the right choice coming to you for help.
Sounded like Duma said useless threat. Foreign pottage something.
I can deal with bats and the like, but disgusting creatures like that? Nuh-uh. If any more crop up, I know who to call. You're the only ones capable of taking on that many.
It sounded like Duma said useless threat. It's eliminated. You know what we still never figured out is this crystal. Does it do anything? Alright, there's probably side quests all over the place if I were to go look. The question is, do I? The other question is, do I go into the next area
Everyone,
a kilometer?
do remain alert. We now move to make our way through Baldar.
Is it a Duma point? No. Yeah, I guess I just go to the next area and we'll see what next scenes there are. But we're pretty close to wrap-up time, within like 20 minutes. So I get wary about starting up a new scene. No thieves? So hungry. I really have to decide tonight whether I play more Dwarf Fortress or Caves of Qud. I do want to get back to the Caves of Qud save. I didn't play it at all last week, so it's been 2 weeks since I've played it. But man, Dwarf Fortress Steam, it's here, it's real. There's things I want to do. Like I could always start up a... I actually have a world that I started up that's not the stream one. I could always just play on that. It's weird, it's like double tapping or something. .3. Yeah, I feel like they made those better. If only I had that before when I was chaining them. And I was actually grinding. Damn it. Alrighty, let's go. I know I could have warped here, by the way, but I wanted to make sure we try to catch the dialogue or anything that might happen.
Finally, we can get through this place without all the sneaking around.
Besides, it didn't take very long anyway. Still very, very curious about Duma.
None of the people here ever wanted to be caught up in this war. We gotta put all this to an end for their sake, too.
So we're straight up going to Vale. The Vale region. Which means that's probably where we'll wrap up, because if it's going to be a world map section, there's going to be a lot of items and stuff to find. So we'll explore the area. The secret herbs and secret spices. I know that's not how it's said, but... Man, I really want like some KFC now. Want that pot pie. I can't have it. I'm in ketosis. It'd be great if I could learn how to eat like a normal person. That way I could eat stuff like that more often. Ketosis is like the easiest way for me to control what I eat. Just personally. Wait a minute, there was a quest there. Whoa, it's a desert. Tusk is happy. Wait, the gate was busted from inside. Now it's fine from outside. It looks like there was a quest here. There's 2 of them.
Well met. I heard that adventurers like yourselves are experts on the topics of herbs and medicine, which leads me to my request. I'd like to buy a love potion from you.
Acquire a drug that can make anyone fall in love with you and deliver it to a man in Baldar.
I only need one. I just have to steal a single girl's heart, after all.
Uh-huh.
You actually have a love potion for me? Thank you so much.
I'll take this over running deliveries any day.
Now I just have to make her drink it. I hope I'll figure out a way. Keep your fingers crossed for me. I just know I'll make her mine. She's the only one for me.
I don't mean to get all into the... Wait. Oh, we could do private actions, maybe. I didn't think about that right now. I don't mean to get all into the... I don't even know how I'd describe it, but... Basically, it just kind of hit me, like, how weird is it, the idea of, like, love potions and stuff? Like, I am so obsessed with this person, I want to give them a thing that forces them to love me. Like, it is a level of unhealthy obsession if you want to... Like, you care, like, that much about a single person. There's nobody else possible. This single person.
I cannot stand by and let these Virians break any more of our laws. I will stop them myself if I have to.
Yeah, it seems in character for her. She was really focused on law. Oh yeah, we got quests. I'm glad that one was easy.
Now. Better head for the Vale Empire once we're set to go.
I take no pride in my mistakes and aim not to repeat them. But there is much I might do now with the lessons they have taught me.
Oh, you played Asoa. Which we haven't really played in a while because I couldn't find anyone new. Couldn't find anyone that had,
People here ever wanted to be caught up in this war. We gotta put all this to an end for their sake, too.
Yeah, I couldn't find anyone that had higher skills.
Lad, what do you think is my most attractive quality?
Your voice.
The hell's gotten into you?
Nothing. Just curious is all.
Yeah.
Cease your commentary and answer the damn question.
Okay, watch it, big fella.
Alright, I gotta pick.
Alrighty, let's see here. If I had to pick one...
Your noggin.
Obviously, it's gotta be your noggin. Am I right?
That certainly is what I'm most confident in.
I guess that self-esteem of yours comes included. But I couldn't have repaired Elena if it weren't for those brains of yours. So, you should know how grateful I am.
And yet my technology pales in comparison.
Man, you never do take a compliment. Still, I am grateful, so get that through your head.
So is he hitting on me? No. He's obviously asking about Malkia, right? You know they got a thing. I mean, he made it pretty obvious earlier.
This is it. Our grand finale. And my one-way ticket to personal freedom.
Yeah, he pretty much spelled it out earlier with the whole, like, we'll only need one Folga so we can fly off together.
Hey, what's up? Not catching enough Z's?
Indeed. I have been having such a dreadful time sleeping lately. And there's no particular reason for it either. Which prevents me from being at my best. What What do you do in times like these, Raymond?
Me?
Does your world not have any special method to getting a good night's sleep?
Well, it might not be the best advice, but...
Force yourself to be more active.
How about forcing yourself to be more active than usual?
That certainly seems like it would help, but rather than a solution to my problem, wouldn't that simply tire me out?
Now that you mention it, yeah. But that ought to get you real sleepy, though, don't you think?
I highly doubt that I will be in the mood to exercise. Considering the discomfort I am currently in because I cannot sleep in the first place. But I will take it into consideration.
Should have said counting animals.
I know that many lives will be lost in this upcoming battle, but I hope a swift end will mean that many, many more lives are saved in the future.
So... I was just thinking about it a moment ago. This reminds me of spoiler alerts for Star Ocean 2. There's a point where... There's a couple points. In Disc 1, there's a point where you feel like you're going up to the end of the game. And then everything kind of... not really the end of the game, but like the way they're setting it up, it's like it would be the end of the game. Like, this is it, this is our final assault! And then everything goes to shit and there's a Disc 2. But there's even a moment in Disc 2 where you go up and you try to make an assault and you fail. So it really sets it up for a while, like this is it, and then you fail, and you have to do more preparation. So that's why I'm saying I expect something big to happen.
This is no time to stand idle. Our goal lies just ahead.
Oh, and guess what Antonio said to me then? You'll never guess.
Well, I do not know. I would have no idea. What did he say?
Okay, so he grabs hold of my shoulder, yeah?
Oh,
and he
no.
says, whoa, now, careful there. And he basically saves me from falling over. He's so dreamy.
I was gonna say it, yeah.
Oh, and he even helped me carry all our cargo. He's like my knight in shining armor. Oh, and you know what he tells me next?
Hey, come on now. What are you getting so hyped up for?
I am listening to Chloe speak of Antonio tales.
Yeesh, come on, Chloe, again? You never get tired of doing that?
Your hair, bro.
How could I? There's just so much to say about how amazing he is. He's such a gentleman.
Is that so? Hey, you know you don't have to listen to Chloe's stories all the time, right? This has got to be troublesome for you too, no?
If you truly believe so, then please trade places with me sometime.
Nah, I'm good. I can't imagine hearing someone sing meaningless praise about my brother all day.
And like you, no one wants to hear her out, so she always brings such talk to me.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Ray, do not assume this has no implications for you. She holds sentiment approaching infatuation for your brother. Should the two enter a relationship, and should it lead to matrimony, that would leave Chloe as your sister-in-law, your family.
Chloe, my sister?
Is something wrong?
No, nothing.
Should the two of you become family, you may well be subjected to these tales of your brother on a daily basis. Perhaps it may be wise for you to take this time and grow accustomed to her stories.
Daily basis. Daily, huh?
Well, that was weird. I could tell right away when she was talking about Antonio, and then the second line was like, oh yeah.
I heard adventurers know a lot about medicine. So, is there such a thing as a hate potion?
Can't hear you over the soundtrack.
I'll buy it from you. I'm running out of other options.
Wait. Pheromone enhancer. What if...
There's this guy
Yes.
who's seriously obsessed with me. I'm flattered, but come on. I don't need to lose my independent edge on a relationship.
She cute? Not terrible or anything, but... Just trying to see what's got this man so obsessed. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, she wants a hate potion, this guy wanted a love potion. Haha, it is tied. Well, wouldn't it be funny if, like, now, if I took too long, that they would actually, I would fail this quest because he used the love potion on her. Colosseum.
Travelers, are ya? Got a favor to ask, if you don't mind. I need a letter delivered to Larset Village. It's for an old mentor of mine. It's not for me, though. Say you received it from Corporal Sartis.
Alright, Larset Village.
No matter what, don't say you got it from me. I want you to just hand it to his wife, okay?
You trying to... you banging that dude's wife, aren't you? Aren't you? Yeah, there's actually still quite a bit on the world map too, so that does show that we still have quite a bit left. They just keep presenting it like we're at the finale or something. And I know they're faking us out.
Among the people like this, I am reminded what it is I fight for. My path seems clear to me now.
You don't need to worry about me. We all have our own battles to face out here, it seems.
The reasons the Aegis was shot down by a Federation ship grow more complicated the more we learn.
Duma helps us, but we're all really casual about having this thing.
The Royal Army is deployed to southern Baldar already. We had best move to join them.
No, we have quests, bro. It's also about time for me to stop.
Your medicines have done far more than just restore the king's health. What sort of magics do you work out there in space?
Built different though she may be, Elena is both a living being and a friend. A strong and noble one at that. We are fortunate to have her.
I agree.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little scared, but I'm ready. We have to stop the Empire before anyone else gets hurt. What?
Get these Dumas points. Okay, we're right by the quest, it seems, or that's another one. It's a lady.
Oh my. A guest all the way from Baldar. You say a soldier named Sartis gave you this letter? That's my husband's name. And you say that he gave you this? In that case, would you be able to deliver this reply to the soldier who gave you this letter? Don't worry too much about it. Just hand this to the man who gave you the letter.
Okay.
Somehow, I understand. I suppose we truly are linked to our precious family members after all.
This is kind of weird. Alrighty, Baldar. So I'm going to wrap up now. We're going to turn this quest in. We're going to call it there. I expect Welch might call us once we start going into the Vale region.
Finally, we can get through this place without all this sneaking around.
That would be my guess right now. I'm going to ignore the dialogue because I know we've heard all this. So, before I get there, I will say thank you to anyone who showed up today with your lurking, chat, masturbating, whatever you like to do while you watch the stream. I appreciate it. If you're new, you want to see more Star Ocean or any other games, hit the follow button. Make sure you keep the notifications on so know when I go live. You are, and you can also head over to YouTube.
No time left to waste now.
Do all the fun stuff there, or if you're watching this in the future on YouTube, congrats on being in the future. And you do all the fun stuff over there. Like I said, like, subscribe, notification bell, comments. I do read my comments.
Ray wish to take over for your father someday?
Not sure yet. He didn't exactly tell me to do so, but I guess I would keep the delivery business going.
Is that so?
You worried about the future?
Quite, in fact.
Makes sense. You're royalty. I don't think you should compare your future with mine, though. Ultimately, you gotta do what you think is best. No matter how it all turns out, the most important thing is that you carve your own path through life.
Is that what matters? Yet I...
am bound to a path with no choice?
Should I believe otherwise?
What you believe is up to you. But if you one day decide to follow a path that seems unimaginable right now, I am sure the people around you will support you no matter what. Like Albert, he'll moan and complain, but you know he'll always be there for you.
Ray. Thank you. You have set my mind at ease.
No pressure.
And you can also follow me on Twitter, where I put a tweet out when I go live. So that's another way to keep up on when the streams are happening if you want to catch them. Oh.
Ray, after
yes.
inquiring about the area, I believe that man there is father to the boy Kettle who
I've been wondering about
entrusted
it.
us with his letter in Rifle.
Nice. Okay, that's great. We better get Kettle's letter to him right away then. Excuse me?
What is it? I'm on duty here and do not wish to fraternize.
Sir, please wait. We need just but a moment of your time.
Did you not hear me? I am on duty and...
I was about to say.
Leticia, my sincerest apologies, Your Highness. How can I be of service?
Ah, flexing your royal muscles, eh?
Now is time for letters, not lampoons.
I've got a special letter for you here from a certain someone. Here.
For me? I'd recognize my boy's sloppy script anywhere, but how?
Well, your son Kettle requested I get it to you, and here I am.
You traveled all the way from Rifle to deliver me this, Your Highness?
It was he, not I.
I'm not sure how to even begin to thank you. Oh, how I miss you, boy. I would give near anything to be home with you again.
I am relieved we saw that letter delivered safe.
Yeah, definitely. Feels good delivering on this for Kettle.
Ray, this is the work you make your living from, yes? Delivering goods and connecting those far away?
Yeah, more or less. They're not all satisfying like that one was, but I find the job rewarding anyway.
I think what you do is quite wonderful.
Thanks. Never sure how to react when someone says that. Well, anyways, that's another satisfied customer.
Indeed.
Do we tell Kettle or not? I was wondering about that. I haven't been mentioning it, but I keep thinking about it. Like, when is this going to happen? Because I haven't seen anyone. I was hoping that like they weren't going to die in the siege or something, and I missed an opportunity. You know. It seems like we are good. All right, let's turn this in.
You delivered it, huh? And you did the whole Corporal Sardis thing too?
I'll take this over running deliveries any day.
Sardis.
A letter? She replied to me?
Yeah.
Surely not.
You're not Sardis.
Heavens. Oh no. She already heard that the Corporal had been killed in action.
Yeah.
I guess the lie was doomed to fail, even if it had my best intentions behind it. Perhaps my white lie wasn't for her benefit.
Why is it still lit up?
I guess the lie was doomed. Perhaps my white...
Maybe I just have to leave and come back. Yeah. I figured that one out just a few moments ago. I was like, wait a minute. Sardis must be... It is her husband, but Sardis died, and his name is Soldier Who Survived. So he was trying to just make her think everything was okay. Oof. Alrighty. We have a desert here. Looks like it's going to be cool to check out. But next time, I already gave an outro. I've already talked about Twitch and YouTube and Twitter and all that. I don't think I need to mention anything else at this point. So, that's going to be it. So until next time, have a good day, have a good night, whatever it is, wherever you're at, take it easy.
Stretcher.